In the land of endless nights, we're bound to fight again. The clock resets our lights, a tale that never ends. Through the storms and fire's glare, we rise to face the fate. With courage in the air, forgetting yesterday. You've got time, all the time, to break the chains of fate. You've got time, all the time, to set the record straight. In every dawn we see a chance to try once more. With hearts unbound and free, we open every door. In the quest that never cease, we know what we must do. With spirit seeking peace, the reckless will be true. You've got time, all the time, to right the wrongs we've made. You've got time, all the time, to let the past just fade. You've got time, all the time, to break the chains of fate. You've got time, all the time, to set the record straight.
This party might die tonight. Okay. Check, check, check. Sorry. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Long Story, a place where we roll dice, we tell stories, and we create magic. We are here with our lovely crew of the Wreckless. Everybody take a look at your camera, please. Wave and say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Very excited to start tonight. For those that have no idea what in the heck this is, hi. We're a D&D live stream that runs every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Having 4 parties for now. Living, existing, and breathing in the same homebrew world. The wonderful, beautiful world that is currently called Imea. So this is your first time joining us. Howdy. What's up? We hope you have fun. Couple of announcements before we begin tonight. I have some information on the 5th campaign. However, I do. I'm so sorry to say this. I don't know what I'm gonna say yet. So I apologize to the Wreckless. Because if I say it, then it's out there and it's real and it's true. So I apologize to the Wreckless, but I promise tomorrow for New Moon, I will have new information for the upcoming campaign. So it is not because I hate the Wreckless at all. It is just truly because time.
We know what the real deal is. We don't
also,
enough.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah. Also, I mean, I feel like.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Jeez. Good lord. Also, I mean, it doesn't. It kind of it would shade in the light of the most important announcement this week. As I'm saying, it is Evan's birthday week. Happy birthday, Evan!
Hooray! Woo. Happy birthday,
guys! He's so excited. He's so freaking excited.
Table and just go sing a birthday song.
Everybody, call up Evan and tell him happy birthday on his voicemail.
Oh wait, hold on.
555. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just nah, bro. Just said what a sick opening. Thanks. Yeah, actually, all the credits due to Evan. Evan made that opening, so yeah.
Amazing pizza name.
Super amazing. I love it. Yeah, so if this is your first time here, welcome. We're going to go through some announcements now. For those that don't know, for the summer, we have been running a drop-in, drop-out campaign in the beautiful and the amazing and the chaotic world of Humblewood. And now you can too. Every Saturday for the next, probably going into September. I think we're going to finish out September. I imagine it's probably going to go that way. We'll see how the sessions go. We're kind of closing up, kind of coming to a crazy, awesome end. Characters are now at level 9, which is super fun. So if you're interested in joining, there's still time. So Humblewood Silk and Sunder is available as a drop-in, drop-out campaign for those who are interested in playing a woodland setting as a woodland creature of the air or sky. You can check that out by going to startplaying.games/GM. Excuse me. I burped. Startplaying.games/GM/It's a Long Story. You can check out information on that, as well as information on our upcoming campaign when it is finally listed. Also, Evan, I didn't get a chance to tell you this. We officially are only going to have 4 slots open for this campaign. We have
really cool.
Yeah, we have an official person who has already decided that they are going to be able to join and make the leap in. Rachel, if you're listening to this, hi Rachel.
Hi,
Rachel will be jumping in. Super excited. So we already have people kind of like lining up for it, which is very exciting. Which means feel free to reach out to me. You can still message me at startplaying.games/GM/Such a Long Story if you are interested. I can give you as much details as I have right now. Please don't flood my inbox. But you know what? No, flood my inbox. Go ahead, do whatever. It's fine. Because how would you know? So yeah, go ahead and message me. Please feel free to. Just know that sometimes I don't get to it right away. But yeah. Also, if you're interested in playing in Humblewood, there will probably only be, I assume from here on out, there will probably only be like 1 or 2 seats that are open, as the people that are playing through right now are pretty hardcore and finishing this campaign up. So, but as always, if you are interested and it is filled up, feel free to message me anyways. We'll see. Cool. So that's it for Humblewood. As I said, 5th campaign stuff. It will be in the same homebrew world, the wonderful, beautiful world that is currently called Imea. I say currently because we have to change the name as we will be adding a new country to this world. So having North and South Imea is now not enough. We now have another country, which means that the world that was known as Imea now has to be known as something bigger.
So what's the planet's name?
That's not the name.
Country.
That's not the name. I have a name. I just
Are we adding a moon?
not sure. There's now no moons. There's less than there were before.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Our story.
Every time it's mentioned, I'm gonna take away a moon.
We're gonna have.
We have
fun.
negative moons now.
We
That's
have
a whole
yeah.
concept
It'll
to
soon
look
be
into.
negative
Yeah.
moons. Yeah, yeah.
Jesus, we're only the dark side of the moon.
No, I
What
can't
if
say that
we're
because
the
I do
moon?
feel like there's a significant amount of players who would just be like negative moons. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what that
No,
is.
I'm into
but
it
I'm
already.
in.
Like it's
yeah.
sort of
Doing
like
that playthrough. Yeah,
black
that's
hole,
amazing.
but like
Black
just,
holes. Yeah,
change
that's
it a little
what-
bit, but like yeah.
It's just black holes.
Is that,
What's
no
that,
more-
Jack?
No more new moon, imaginary moon for Tuesday.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, we just take out New Moon as a campaign.
We're done.
The moon is inside the planet. No,
No, we're on
you're
the moon.
inside the planet.
It's an M. Night
Kiki.
Shyamalan twist.
That's right. It was the moon all along. You guys are on the moon. All right. Anyways, enough about the moon.
We're on the moon.
No.
Oh,
Let the man focus.
what other announcements do I have?
Let him
Okay.
go.
Also, if you're interested in supporting the channel, you can do so by liking and subscribing. where you're watching this here, whether that's on YouTube and or Twitch. You can also check out our Instagram and TikTok down below right there. Thank you as always, Zed. At It's a Long Story _TTRPG. Check it out. There's some really cool clips of some of our favorite moments, as well as some terrain pieces, things like that. We have a really cool clip of the capturing of the Serpent's Whisper from our beloved Wreckless crew, which is I'm still reeling from that happening right now. It's really cool. Check it out. And if you want to like and subscribe, that would help us out a ton. It helps us reach out to more people. So thank you in advance. That is it for the announcements. So before we begin tonight, we do need to get a recap of where we left off. So Evan, my wonderful birthday friend, please take it away.
All right, I will do my best. Yeah, it's been a week. And yeah, so when we last left the crew, they were aboard their newly acquired ship, exhausted from having once again defied the odds and performed what I'm just calling now, I'm going to call it Fisher's Gambit, a combination rescue, prison break, and boarding maneuver that left the faction of the Merlinloke basically stranded in a cave. We still don't know what they were doing there exactly, but the list of dead goblins in the logbook and the mess of living goblins on the ship that all have about 1d4 missing limbs is a clue that it was not super great, unless they came that way. I don't know. We also unknowingly unburdened the Merlinloke from a deathless Ursine, a bear-like legend seemingly voluntarily held captive in the lowest hold of the ship. As evening fell, Ewan had collapsed in the captain's quarters, and the rest of the crew began taking watch. I think it was evening. Might have been late afternoon. Who knows? Everybody was tired. So yeah, everybody kind of tried to get some sleep. This next part is very improvised. So Ogra had a great goblin cuddle puddle, and Riaris had a dream about finding Talia, I think, and saw a bunch of people that looked suspiciously like Yoon, at least red in skin, around a tower, possibly building a tower. There's a strange kind of a dream that seemed to have more import than your regular dream about forgetting about a test. So yeah, and then Ogra and Nala had watch, and Ogra immediately apologized to Nala, which basically just threw her a complete 180 into just an empathetic mode where she just wanted to talk to Ogra and apologize to herself, and really kind of opened her up. Also kind of made her, I think, very nervous about that sort of connection and the connections that she was making. Ogra at the same time was upset that everybody else had kind of lied to her about her being a goblin, or at least that was her feeling on it, that, they were either treating her like a child or not willing to tell her the truth, and that Nala was. And so she thanked Nala. Nala kind of flipped out and went out somewhere else eventually, and then just could have stood and stared into the distance as you do. Also, Ogra fell off a ladder and died. Well, not quite. She just fell off a ladder. All right. Riaris and Nav hung out for the next watch, and they played tic-tac-toe. All right, then Zed and Carr, really, they had a lovely moment bonding and playing and strategizing and, talking to each other. It was go watch it because it was really cool. But they did play tic-tac-toe. That was basically, I refuse to think of it as tic-tac-toe because that has 9 moves, but that's what they said they played. And so that's canon. Then Zed and Carr, Carr went to go just wake up Zed, I believe, and then Zed was in a strange dream and woke up and immediately began choking Carr. He snapped out of it after a second, and then they went to their watch, although Zed was still acting kind of strange. Carr saw Nala and went over to kind of talk to her, and I think Nala, using her main coping mechanism for heavy feelings and making connections, decided that she was going to leave. And Carr just said simply, "I'll miss you," and then started talking about something else.
Son of a bitch.
I think that might have been the moment that Nala also mentioned that there was something in the distance sort of following us. But that wasn't important because Car said, I miss you. And she needed to figure out what the hell that meant. So she went and talked to Kaelinor through like a window and then kind of flipped out. And then things went, a lot of things happened. I think Zed was kind of freaking out at that point and then started attacking people in the ship. And Nala and Kara ended up flying up into the air, and with Zed still kind of causing havoc. Yoon woke up at the sound, stumbled out of bed, put on a flag, walked out with a drink, just walked right up to Zed and cast gaseous form. And then he went right back into the captain's quarters to start his morning routine so he could actually be ready for the day. And Zed spent some time in gaseous form. While that was happening, Kar and Nala had a moment in the sky. Beautiful moment of, where feelings were confessed and affection was had, and then they just straight dive bombed together right into the ocean, or flew up right before that in another absolutely beautiful move, just kind of death spiraling together down, and then they held each other and romance. Eventually, Ewan went back up, brought Zed down and snapped him out of it, and handed him a drink and asked him kind of what had happened. And they talked a little bit about what Zed feels about the group and maybe why Sylvia brought all these sort of random, very sometimes weird people who seem to continuously defy probability. And that is all I remember. Stop asking me.
All right, everybody stop asking. Beautiful, Evan. Thank
Is there
you very
anything else?
much.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Anything else we need to add, friends?
I think that is pretty much everything. Except Riaris is a heavy sleeper.
Oh yeah.
Riaris is,
so much.
Riaris is a beautifully heavy sleeper. But that tic-tac-toe game. Let's talk about that.
It is not tic-tac-toe in my mind. There is no way to strategize a tic-tac-toe.
Sun and a star to make the symbols.
Riaris did not struggle with tic-tac-toe.
Called Suns and Stars.
Right. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Cool. Well, without further ado, let's join our friends. So I think we dive in just from pretty much from where we left off, as you guys have grouped together somewhat on the top deck of the ship. I believe you and Zed are still kind of in the captain's quarters, which is technically on the deck, but inside. As you all are waking up, kind of brushing the goop out of your eyes from the night before. You are ready to set sail on the open seas. I'll tell you guys straight up. So as far as like perception checks sort of going around, anybody who would roll that, I think you would see pretty much nothing but ocean around. We'll kind of let Kara and Nala sort of like have their moment and then kind of come back from that. But you do not see any like figure on the horizon flying or no. It looks like the coast is clear. You can see in the very far distance the faint outline of the island of Chasavi. And yeah, the day is yours. What would you guys like to do with it?
Yeah. I think Yoon is at that point, maybe go to wherever the mess is, try to find something to start making. And I was thinking he might try to make some breakfast for everyone. Best he can. I mean, he has cooked before, and if Riaris happens to show up, maybe he can help too. But I think that's where he's going to go to. I think he's going to kind of... And obviously Zed's there, so,
Right. Also, I did forget. I apologize. You are missing a crow's nest right now. So there is that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I think
fix
as
that.
you're like collecting your as you're collecting like like stuff for breakfast, you're having to like walk by just debris of like the of the leftover crow's nest. You see, there's like a telescope sort of instrument that is now made a hole straight through the top of the deck. Yeah.
I think, Yoon is walking by with like, 4 or 5 bottles, everything that he could have grabbed from the captain's quarters to kind of share with everybody, just kind of like awkwardly trying to hold them and bring them by to the mess. Looks over at the damage and just kind of goes, yeah, that tracks. And then just keeps going.
Beautiful.
I'm
Is that?
I'm
Yeah.
probably following Yoon. He's got the alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're going to talk about something, we should probably, maybe we should gather the others. That way you don't have to do it more than once.
Man, thank God this isn't my ship. Look at what a mess it is.
Well, it's not like we can keep it.
And we'll get some good money for it. And some cannons.
I'll pay for that.
All the cannons.
You know that ships have a weight limit. Eventually, you're not going to be able to... It's fine. It's fine. We'll see how many we can fit.
Yeah, we'll fit a couple. If anything, we'll lower the count of cannonballs. We'll just get some debris, throw it in, make it like shrapnel. That'll be fine.
The idea of
Grape
having
shot.
more
Okay.
cannons, but then
Less cannonballs.
making less cannonballs is really funny.
Ogre has a lot of doorknobs in her bag right now.
That's right.
We'll just fire a goblin off. We'll just swing some swords around.
They are
Really
not
American
staying
people.
with us.
Well, no, we'll fire them off.
Fire them off. That's how we get rid of them. You have to alter a cannon to do that. All right.
Actually, I think as you guys are talking about that, like I think you're probably either around or close to the kitchens. You do see a figure kind of like make his way out, pretty much right when Zed suggests firing them out of cannons. You see Fisher come up. I'd rather not be fired out of a cannon, if that's okay.
Well, I think it was optional. I think maybe Zed thought that
Yeah, it's more of a
it was like a goblin
choice
that they'd want
for
to.
a goblin. Yeah.
Which you have to lower the powder so that when it fires, it doesn't blow the person up. It just sort of launches them. But then you have to land, and no one's going to launch you out of a cannon, Fisher. You still hanging in there. I feel like last time I saw you, you were pretty clear, about a hair's breadth away from just being dead.
Yeah. Well, I guess I should say thanks for that.
Wow.
I
You
don't have
have to thank
anything.
me. I mean, I was in there with you. Really, the luck is this guy and
There's
people
not really
around
any
me.
wildlife
yeah.
around to give to you. But once we get on land, I'll try to find something to kill for you.
What's going on here?
Respect your traditions. Oh, Zed, this is Fisher. He was in prison with me. He was in there
Are
much
you-
longer than I was.
You
You're
like-
important,
you-
right?
You like him?
Uh,
Above
Oh.
thing?
Fisher? Yeah, Fisher's all right.
All right, I guess we got to keep you alive. Welcome to the team.
Yeah, about that. I haven't really checked in with the rest of the teams that are. I was
So
gonna
did
have
you
a
live-
raise of hands, but some of them don't have
They have
that.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder, have I seen
one,
any of
it was-
them in the way they are now, like with sword
Not yet.
hands?
Not yet. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, definitely
okay.
not yet.
Yeah. Can I ask? Do you know? They had. I'm assuming they had arms and legs when they got there.
Yeah, about 90% of them. Yeah. It was a rough go of it, but I for one will be very happy to get back home, which is what I was trying to say. I imagine most of them are gonna
Right.
want to get back there.
Do you think you'll
Just
be safe
bogs
back
are a lot
there?
easier. Yeah, I think so. I mean,
We could give you like a cannon or two. You know, maybe you could set up a perimeter, or I don't know why they wanted goblins or what they were doing there. The logbook didn't say a whole lot about, but it had the names of some of the, what I assume are some of the people you lived with, and then eventually it just started doing letters and dashes.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Fisher, if you go back, you can go to my business and check up on it. I completely forgot. You could feed my fish and everything.
Why would I do that?
Wait till you see the stuff that's there. Goblins would love the stuff that's there. There's a little hatch. If you flip it open, there's a little crawl space on there. It's all the stuff I found from like diving in the sea.
You understand that you're not going to have any more stuff there, right? That's not going to. That you just gave all your stuff to them.
Well, I mean, hey, it's.
Well, I mean, I got like.
Well,
I
stuff
mean,
is
just
stuff,
give me
you know?
directions of the, where to go.
I'm just gonna write it down like the best I can.
You start writing it down. Because I don't know where any of that is. Can you describe it? Can you just write it down based on smells?
All right. Let me.
It starts to go
let's see
away
how
from the
good I
bad
am.
smells, and then.
Let me
But then
think about this.
that's relative too. You know what? It's just go around the whole island, and eventually it's at the top part. Why am I helping you?
13 on smell.
I don't know.
All
Just
right.
Go find it.
Ogre, at this point, if you'd like, I think you come in here.
Morning.
Okay, was just talking to your what is that? Goblins, cousins all, or brother?
No. This is Ogre's big bro. And she like stops herself and. This is Big Brother Fisher.
It's,
Yeah.
it's really good thing that I didn't let you die.
That was a thought.
Well, do you know Fang?
Oh,
Beaver. Beaver.
Oh, Beaver was, yes. Well, that was my first interaction with a goblin from the bar. Anyway, super glad you're alive.
Oh,
and,
yeah. He's like kind of subdued and like.
not anymore.
Oh. Well, hey.
A sea witch killed him with a tidal wave.
Pretty good, though, right?
That's fucking awesome. I'm so mad.
I think he had like
That's
a dragon
so
tooth
good.
by the end there. Something. He had some sort of huge tooth that he was using as a dagger. It was as
What?
much as he was
Oh.
pretty cool.
Wasn't
the
it the thing that
fuck,
turned
Ogre?
things to stones?
It's like you see, like now, Ogre Fisher's mad at Ogre for not having. Just couldn't have just brought her here, or it here, that here. What's a sea witch? So like oh wait, is it like a sandwich?
No, it's kind of like a god. It's a little like a god,
It's
or
a
like
really
a
mean wet lady who's following Zed.
yeah. You have a better way of describing this.
Yeah, so think of like dying and then coming back
Yeah.
and you don't get to do whatever you want.
What?
You know what? Let's get some breakfast. Anybody hungry?
Oh,
Wait.
yeah.
We cut from here. I think, Kaelinor, as you come up, you see the destruction of the crow's nest. Not a lot has been said on what had happened. I believe there's a possible. I can't remember if you were on the back half of actually seeing that or not. I don't remember, but you can let me know if not. But either way, you catch Riaris's eye as both of you kind of are looking at the destruction of this. I would say actually go ahead and roll me, either of you, go ahead and roll me an investigation check if you want to spend time kind of surveying the damage.
You got it.
Yeah, I think, just the flavor. I think Riaris kind of wakes up and he's like, why am I wet? And he's looking around. Most of the deck is dry and he's soaked and he's looking and things are destroyed. And he's like, I feel good. I got some good sleep.
I got a 6. I think I'm just looking around and I'm just like, I went to bed.
Everything was fine when I went to bed. Slept great. No.
See, I want to say Zed, but I don't want to be mean. But I also feel like Zed.
Glad you said it, not me.
Thank you.
In this moment, you hear a clink, clink, and a voice from up above you yell, "Move!" And you look up and you see there's a goblin that is on stilts for hands, as he has put spears on the ends of the stumps of his hands, and is now about, I'd say about maybe 7 feet tall.
Good morning.
Okay.
Wow.
Starts to kind of try to slap you with a roll of dex.
I'll get out of his way, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's up to you. He is toppling overboard as he goes to take a hand out to knock over you. I rolled a 4.
I'm trying to
get
get
him?
dex check. I got a 16 to try to reach out for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
I
16
think I
for
would.
sure. Yeah. You kind of you just grab the spear, like in a way of you're proficient with it. You're able to kind of hold it up and easy
You all right?
I had it.
Yeah. You did have it.
King. You let go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
King goes walks up. You're not really sure where he's going. He's just going to the back end of the deck. But yeah.
I think, yeah, I just think, I don't know. I think I want to know, but at the same time, I don't want to know because there's a lot of questions about what is happening here and this thing.
Sure.
So I think I'll try to find someone else who might know answers. Just got to look at Kay breakfast?
Yes, please. Breakfast sounds great.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
starving.
going to find Granny afterwards. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, where are the weapons? Are they all gone at this point?
Oh man. There are. I rolled a 3, so I think there are 3 daggers. Which is basically to say, yeah, they're pretty much all gone. There was a significant amount of weaponry up there.
I'm sure they're protected. Yep. Great. Gotta give a little look at Kay nice. And then look back at the goblin stalking away on 2 spears. Yep, great.
This is an after breakfast problem. I'm going to start walking towards the mess hall. Be like, come on, let's go.
Beautiful. Incredible. So, I think as
Before we go into the breakfast hall,
yeah,
Ogre kind of stops Yoon for a second,
Okay. You got it.
and just like waits for everyone to get in, and then just looks him in the eye and just gives him a big hug. And
Oh.
just that you kept your pinky promise.
Well, technically, I'm sorry that, we couldn't get more, but, your family seems very, very adaptable. I think, they'll recover. And your grandmother is a character, for sure. I think she touched me with really both her eyeballs at one point. So
That's a good thing.
Oh,
That's good
okay.
luck.
Oh, well, that's great. Every culture has so many different versions of that, So that's
Like
good to
when
know.
she uses that in a really nasty drink, I think it's alcohol. She just soaks it in it for like a night, and it's a big thing if you get to drink it.
Wow. Well, we can only hope. I'm so
But
blessed.
you kept your pinky promise, and Ogra just wanted to let you know she's gonna keep hers. Ogra's not going to take her family and go. She's going to stay and make sure she keeps her promise.
Well, that's if you wanted to stay, I mean, it's your family, but you're always welcome here. I think everybody feels that way, and frankly, I kind of had something to say about it, but we need you. I think we need all of us in order to pull off whatever we're going to pull off. So, glad to still have you on the crew.
Ogra would stay though if she didn't promise, too.
Well, I'm glad that it's
Would Yoon stay?
well, Yoon really doesn't have anywhere particular to go, and in
I
fact
think
is
as
avoiding things.
As Ogre asks this question, like more goblins start to pile in. So it's just like a bigger crowd as you're like asked this question.
Oh, they are adaptable. I was right.
Shing shing.
But they're going back to the bog, right? They're going.
No, that's too dangerous. Ogre's gonna talk to the bell maker,
Oh,
and
okay.
we're gonna put them in sway.
Well, if he's fine with that, I mean, I thought maybe we could leave the ship there. Maybe they could take care of the ship, or I don't know what they do with. That's probably not a great idea with that bomb. What was his name? The bear at the bottom of the ship. What's his name?
Kobamu.
Mumbato. Mubato?
Keep wanting
Kobamu.
to say Obama.
Kobamu.
Obama.
Kobamu, yeah. With Kobamu, so we'll have to figure that out. But
Oh.
yeah.
Everyone, there's an angry bear down in the lower thing that will eat you if you go down there.
You see three of them immediately go and leave. Give me a athletics check to be able to grab them in time.
Uh, 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got it. Cool.
I just get my staff and herd them back into the area.
It looks like they really rely on you. But you made a good system.
You see the one that's like the one that swayed when you said sway. It doesn't seem to be like verbal, maybe. Just hisses at you, Ogre, when you
And I
says that. Ching ching. Just kind of like moves back. Beautiful. Yeah. Cool. Well, not everyone is here. As we will do a quick fade to the front of the ship, just kind of like just past the kind of like vaulted sort of area, sort of place that is a little bit out of the way. We see both Carr and Nala staring out into the open ocean and occasionally kind of like glancing over at each other. I think Nala kind of still looks a little like... Nala looks a little confused, nervous, like silly, like very middle school type of like thing.
Oh, Carr looks just the same.
Yeah.
Carr is not like, I'm the man about town, I got one. No, he's like, what now?
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Are you hungry?
yeah. Okay. You see her look at you, and I'm going to say... No. Okay, cool. I like it. Man, the dice are just doing opposites today. But okay, but no, we need to discuss this. I need to know.
Sure.
I mean, you could start.
Wait. You want to discuss it? You have something on your mind? Go.
Hart's gonna get himself killed. Problem solved.
So, well, I mean, it's a dangerous road ahead. So,
Carr just cocks his head to one side.
and
You mean you and I are dangerous, or the ship? What are we talking about?
no, I guess I mean like there's a lot of dangerous stuff to come up, and any sort of like there's a possibility that one of us doesn't make it. So, stronger emotional bonds and stuff like that could be wouldn't be a logical thing right now, because there's a lot of danger, like likelihood we don't survive, and it's even less likely that we survive together.
All right. I like hop off the edge and offer her my hand to see if she'll come down with me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Right? And so I think we should enjoy each other's time together as much as we can while we're supposed to here. And if one of us dies, I'll worry about that after that. And I start walking over to the mess hall.
Okay. You got it. Yeah, she'll follow you. I think it makes sense that Lakar is like decidedly like, this is how I'm going to react, and I'm going to be kind of like walking forward, and like I don't imagine you're really like looking back, right?
No, I'm holding her hand, and I'm just like, let's go.
Yeah. Yep. Beautiful. Yeah. From the camera's view, you can see like a very birds don't smile, but you see a very like mischievous sort of smile that not only did she get the answer that she wanted, she also got you to say it instead of her.
Well, good.
Yeah. And with that, hold on. There's one little stupid thing I want to do. Okay.
Oh,
cool.
God.
Yeah, great. As you walk into, I'll do this. As you walk into the breakfast sort of areas, shut up. She just says this to everybody.
Oh. I look like she's talking to me. Like, what?
Yeah.
Then I realized.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Okay. I don't need to say anything, and neither do you.
Good morning. Go for it.
What a perfect follow-up. Good morning. Yeah. What do you guys have any sort of response to that, or do you just respond
What
to
I
the good morning?
do is I make an insight check.
Inside check.
You got it. Go
Insight.
for it.
All right.
You're her.
I think it's her, right?
Sure. Like, because
I'll tell you what. You roll.
I'm not deceiving anybody, so what would I roll?
Oh shit! Yeah. Let's contest the roll. That's better. I like that a lot. Man, I feel like probably persuasion against her deception.
My persuasion, okay. Again, too bad there's no dead here. 'Cause I'd have advantage.
Now you got some dead guards downstairs.
True. I got a 15.
Cool. I got an 8.
Okay.
So, I'd say, yeah, I mean, your insight checks, I think your insight checks would have advantage on whether or not you're trying to kind of like survey what's going on between these two.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Riara should actually be looking at Kar more than Nala. Nala's tempestuous. I don't think I can read what she feels any moment, but I would definitely want to see what Kar is feelings. And I rolled an 18 insight.
You got it. Cool.
I got a
18 on die, 21 insight, sorry.
21.
17.
17. Yoon?
I got a 10.
Okay. And Kaelin.
Dirty 20, and I'm like kind of staring pointedly at Nala, just watching the hand movement as well.
Beautiful.
Like how we're all just like that eyebrow thing.
You're pointedly looking at the hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, she pulls away. She pulls her hand away. But like it's staring right at you when she does it, like this is because of you.
And Kar, in response to that,
Yeah.
lets it happen because he likes Nala, who she is. He's like, "What?" And just gets breakfast. But if Riaris is like eyeballing me with the 21,
Yeah.
maybe.
I think all the eyeball is raised eyebrows, just kind of looking, almost like.
Yeah, but
what?
with your insight, he's happy, but he's also in very uncharted territory for him. He's used to talking to the dead and making friends with the dead. So he's just like, oh, there's a living one I like a lot. Okay, what now? So kind of like, he's very happy, but doesn't know how to proceed.
Yeah. Beautiful. I think with a 10, you get the idea that something... I'd say it does lean into the idea that you're... I mean, they walked in holding hands. So there's a factor of that. I think there's a lot of that's kind of surrounding around the idea of like this being a possibility. But I don't know. For Yoon, I think there might be a level of like, I don't know. How is Yoon with romance?
I think he's very separate from it. Like he has this appreciation of it, but like it's not something that at least currently or in a while that like has been. I don't think. Yeah, there's a sense in which he doesn't exactly get it, but also yeah. I mean, I would say he probably. Like, he's looking for food, so he's trying to scrounge together the things to, like, cook for people, and he's just sort of in various things and, like, just pops his head out to see them. And kind of, like, I think he looks at it kind of a little questionably, kind of smiles. He's hands holding, so that's, like, something. And also,
right,
they're a whole thing already regardless, but then I think he just goes back and he just kind of... The perception is, or the insight is, like, he just doesn't think about it. He just sort of sees it, notes it, but then goes back to searching for things, and it's just kind of, okay, yeah.
I like it. Yeah. Very cool.
So, while that's happening, I'm looking at Nala, and I'm leaning in forward. Are there any eggs?
I will burn you
did you find
from
eggs?
your face.
What? What, Nala?
I will burn you from your face.
What?
I'll start with your face.
What did I do? I asked you if there were eggs.
I say loudly.
Oh.
Just make sure he survives it.
And
Oh, he will. I think Jack, I'm having a
all their
little
food
bit
and
of
move it
hard
to the
time
other end of
hearing
the
you.
table.
I move my mic. I leaned over and said, "It hurts worse if you start with the toes."
Beautiful. Oh, thank you. Yeah, okay, all right. Let's start with toes. You got feeling in your toes?
I got web toes.
What's for breakfast?
I guess not
You just see a
egg.
bunch of goblins like eating whatever's in the kitchen.
Oh, we
Uh,
missed
joining
it.
them.
We missed. Well, we missed
If
that
they're doing
beautiful
that-
remark. Not eggs. We need to take him over that. That was so good.
No, there are. I mean, not. It's different. Also, literally, the kitchen will not be defiled by these people.
Right. Yes, I love that. Like Yoon has this like this is holy ground right now. Can you guys get out of here? Like, or can you guys like respect?
Yeah, he will frankly be like, I think the best he can do is probably, I mean, he can Eldritch Blast, but it is very minor and trying to miss. If people go in, like,
Okay.
he is going to chase them out of there. Like, that is like, no, I will bring you food, go sit down. Wait, put that chicken back. I need that.
Throw a pen at them. Just a pen you know you're not going to use.
All right, well, you know, I guess we'll have eggs. There are eggs. Wait, is that a problem?
I don't know. She said she was going to fire me.
Wait, it's a different thing. It's just the rudeness is assuming that that's the same thing in some way. It's not the same thing. Don't know if they eat it, but that's what I'm making. So it's called Shihongshur Chal Jidan. I found the eggs. I found the rice. There's like dried tomatoes, so we can use some of that. And then
I don't think.
oh, Chult.
Egg.
Everybody likes spicy food, right? Okay, great. And then he's gonna start making some breakfast, which is it's essentially a stir fry with, like, you know, rice, egg, and tomato, and then also, you know, any sort of spicy peppers and whatnot you could find kind of in there. The tomato
Beautiful.
is dried because, you know, there's no like fresh tomato there, so there was like a can, you know, or like a jar of, you know, some
yeah.
some
Yeah.
tomato that he found or something like that, and so he's
Cheese
gonna make
cloth
that for
over top.
everybody.
Beautiful.
And
I
so
love
it's
it.
like a big,
Actually,
like, pan of it. Yeah.
we'll say for ingredient stuff. Go ahead and roll me. So you find all those for sure. Like this is the yes and. Go ahead and roll me roll me an investigation check. I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a 12.
12, cool, yeah. With the 12, you find, I will say you find some very interesting, they look like bell peppers, but they're all kind of curved, they kind of remind you of like gnome shoes, like in the curvature of them, but they have, they're red, yellow, and blue. Do you do anything before you like add them to the stir fry? Like, do you check them, things like that?
Yeah, I think he probably cuts them up and then takes a little piece of each one and tries it. Like,
Okay.
you know, he cuts them up into little, and then as he's just pops one piece in his mouth just as he's cooking and see what they are.
You got it. Yoon is used to spicy food, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. We'll say for the red one, give me a con save.
Okay. 18.
Solid. It's good. It's hot, but it's good. No big issues for like it's a DC 10 hotness. So it's like kind of like one of those like, oh, this will be good. This will wake them up. Go ahead and try the blue one. Give me another con save.
Okay. 14.
Okay. The 14, it's there's a moment you could go ahead and describe to me what Yoon does. I'll say there's nothing physically like that happens to you that's bad, like, or mechanically bad that happens to you. But this blue one might be a little too hot for this meal.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those ones that like it kicks in after a little bit. So he has it as like, and he actually starts putting some in at the very least. You know, it's just, you know, put the red in. It's like, all right, not too bad. his eyes sort of tear up, and he's just sort of holding it back, and it's just kind of like,
Tell me there's gonna be a Gordon Ramsay outburst.
and you know, I think he just sort of unceremoniously downs his entire like beverage that he had in his hand. You know, like a glass that just downs the entire thing, which is alcohol, so it's not helpful, but still.
Right, right.
Oh.
I got you on
Nope.
a re-up, Yoon.
You all right in there?
There's no milk,
It's,
is there? I thought sometimes we had milk, we could make pancakes or.
I don't normally
Nope,
have milk.
it's
on
fine.
this-
It's fine. I got it. I got it. I'm back. I'm back.
I can check.
I think Granny walks in this moment as she's looking around with her just giant eyeball sort of the size. Ah! Good morning. Why is he crying?
Oh, it's just everybody here at the same. Oh God. Oh no. Oh. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
brother,
just
you
Hold
gotta
on,
drink
here.
milk and use
Well,
bread.
Here, I got
okay?
Suck.
here's some water.
It's too late.
Just water.
All
All
right.
right. Oh, suck it up.
Not the first
Here.
time.
You
That's-
said the blue ones were good, right? Here, Granny, try this. Try this blue one.
Okay.
Smack away.
Oh no.
Granny eats it. Anyways, so what's for breakfast?
Well, we were.
And no reaction whatsoever. I rolled a goddamn nat 20 there.
I am going to then hand her. There's one more color, isn't it?
No, the yellow one was like it was like a DC 5. I think you just like automatically
Okay.
pass it.
All right.
Yeah.
Baby Town Frolics. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll make a dish for you special. It's a tomato stir fry with egg. We found some eggs. We got some tomatoes. We got rice. You know, it's got all the things a growing, shrinking goblin needs.
Oh,
Or you just want the
okay.
peppers?
It doesn't matter, hon. My taste buds burned away a long time ago. I can't taste a thing.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, we'll see. All right,
Taste buds.
All right.
Okay.
we'll
Well-
see. All right.
But it's
So,
good if you're a bad cook. I won't be able to tell.
That is good. That's great. I have no idea. It's been somewhere between like 5 years and never that I've made this dish, and so
Probably bad. Looks at Ogre. Probably
we'll
bad.
see. It's also the ship's store of food, you know. It's all right. But the rice is. Not a lot of people know this, but actually, besides the pirating that goes on in Faran, which is most of the commerce, the center of the island actually grows a lot of rice and exports that. It's great for storing on ships. So, you know, our main exports are rice and lumber.
Oh, Ogre, we've had this once. Remember when we traded that party that came through?
Yoon, is she gonna say
It's fine.
sawdust?
It's like they're like tiny potatoes.
That's right.
might
We should
describe
have
that.
potatoes here.
Rice.
Tiny potatoes.
Tiny
You know what?
potatoes.
That's
Little
it.
tiny
She has no
potatoes.
taste buds,
That is
guys.
kind of like a tiny potato.
They're like 1,000 little potatoes in a bowl.
When you want to eat 1,000 of something.
I thought it was some sort of king that we traded with. All right. Anyways, so you guys have breakfast.
Yeah, I'll serve it. When I make her a plate, and I put like just almost all of the blue peppers, and I completely like heat it up to just
Okay.
beyond what I could take, because at least the very sensation of heat might still
Right.
be there, if not taste, and so that's what I serve her as a dish at the very least.
I love that so much. Beautiful. We'll handle that when it comes.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys sit down and you enjoy a very nice home cooked breakfast. I think above board, I feel like I'd give Carr to kind of be able to handle that. How does Carr feel about the eggs?
I would say, I mean, he knows people eat them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not really used to eating them, but he probably realizes they're unfertilized and not from his people.
Right.
So he'll try them.
Okay.
It's just like,
Cool.
oh, okay. I mean,
It's also in a way that's not like, because it's not that like a poached egg or something like that. It's all mixed in with the tomato and rice and stuff. So
Right.
obviously it's egg, but it's
Yeah,
not like the same as like.
and he does realize the difference between fertilized and unfertilized eggs. Like, he
Yeah.
understands that
Oh, he
concept.
does. Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. He also there is a slope. I did switch over my die because it's acting crazy. There's a slow pan while Carr is eating the eggs of just Nala just leaning back in the chair, just staring at Carr. She's with a full plate in front of her. She is not she's not eating.
I look over at her. I'm like, what? Gotta try it.
All right.
How much is there like left over? Is there like a decent amount?
I think in kind of depending on the amount of food there, like a ship's cook would probably cook something that would kind of be the amount that the crew want. But that's not Yoon. Yoon is from a wealthy family, and also the culture is just sort of that you make a shit ton of food. So yeah, there's probably like enough that everybody could have seconds, and then maybe a little bit more.
All right. Well, nobody's gonna like this, but somebody want to go with me? I gotta go feed our bear friend downstairs. We said we were gonna feed him.
Oh,
I don't think he's gonna like this in particular.
has anyone found a plant or a thing of dirt?
No, but you might check. There might be some in the ship store. Sometimes we found the ship will have some. What do you need dirt for?
Why?
It
Well,
might be around the potato.
He's a doesn't Ogra remembers Granny saying that the black and white bears eat something called bamboo, and it kind of grew in some parts of the bog.
This is
And
yeah, the race of they're Ursa
Thri.
Ursa Thri. I think I know the animal you're talking about, and they do seem very similar, but I'm not sure he would appreciate the comparison. Or maybe they're maybe he would like. I mean, I don't know.
you don't know?
You do see Nala kind of like is now moved away from Carr and is now looking at Ogre with a look of incredulity, of like, how do you know that?
Granny had books that she would read about things, and
yeah, books that would be all sorts of things that were written from the same author, all handwriting from the same author. And there was that point in time that we had that the storm came in and like took off all the pages from all the books, so I had to put them all in one sort of like kind of binder sort of thing. Anybody want to roll an insight check on this?
Yeah.
no, Ogre doesn't want to.
Ogre does not want to. Yeah, I like that.
I'm
No.
paying attention. 9.
I deny that roll. I will use today's inspiration
I like it.
specifically
answer.
on this, even though 9's the best I can do. It's -2.
You also do have a birthday inspiration, FYI.
You know what? I'll
so-
do it again. Let's
Use
let's,
it all.
let's go at
There
it.
we go.
Fuck you, die.
Happy birthday.
Your new ones are coming. Your new ones are coming.
That's a 0.
What'd you get?
Which is, by the way, the 2
0.
is right next to the 20. It's
Yeah.
right next to it.
It's right next to it.
It's fine. No, wait. I can give somebody else. Who got the highest score here?
I got a 10, but I'm not sure that's very high.
Okay. Well, no,
nine.
that's the highest. So I'm going to give
10,
you
9,
beginner's
okay.
luck. You get at least a 1d4 on that.
Okay. Let's say, Kaelinor, did you roll?
No, I was believing Nala. I just thought it was really fun.
11.
Beautiful.
11.
11. Cool. 11. Okay, cool. Yeah. So both Kaelinor and Carr, you hear this and go like, Why is she being so descriptive about this? This seems like she's over-explaining here. And also, for the record, who is explaining this, because I realize they do have very similar sounding voices, I'm trying, was Granny. So Granny was saying that there was a storm that came in that ended up like ripping all of the pages from the books, and she had to put them all together in sort of a one sort of like leaflet thing. But yeah, why is everybody staring at me?
Do you know? Do you know how high can you count? I know it's just a question. Do you like if a book got to past, say, there are numbers on the pages and
Granny is very smart.
Okay, no,
Okay,
you don't have
honey,
to.
okay.
Even if you can't count, you can be very smart. It's just a thing. It's a skill some people learn, and I don't know who would learn it. I slowly.
Ogre, Granny touches your face to kind of like get you to shut up. Like just like reach out to her face, and you feel the slimiest, sweatiest hand you've ever felt in your life. She is just she is losing all water in her body right now. But she's fine. She doesn't know. She has no idea. All sensation gone. Okay, all right. Shut up now. They don't need to know. What's it to you?
I just look at Granny and go, stories are good. And I just continued eating the eggs. She can take that when she wants.
Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. God, I feel so exhausted right now. Okay, I made them up. Ogre, I mean, some of them I made up, and most of them I made up. Some of them, I mean, I made up, but like, I didn't make it up. It was real story.
I think at this point,
you see all the other, like, there's other goblins here that are like eating their food, and I think like a couple of them have kind of like stopped.
I want to say when Ogre hears this, she has like a spoon in her hand, and you see it starting to bend fully in her hand on the table, and
Beautiful.
Ogre is like fully like turning red.
Look, the world. Do you know the world is it's a very big place. If you stacked goblins up and you measured by stacking goblins,
You shouldn't do that.
okay, that's good. That's a good tip, especially if they have spear legs now.
Yep.
But you could stack them 1,000 deep. Just to keep whatever you have here. You could keep stacking one at a time for a year, and you wouldn't reach the end of the world.
You see one of the goblins is just getting up on another one as they're like pushing themselves off. You're slowly starting a fight as you're explaining this. Yeah.
And that world is full of things that nobody, except for maybe the people in the area, have seen. Nobody here has seen. So sometimes when someone makes something up, they may be reaching into a part of themselves that tells a story of something that really is or has been. The world is full of more than you can make up in stories. So even if they were made up, you might find them. Maybe one day you stumble across what she talked about.
I really saw a black and white bear. Thank you, honey. That's very nice. Taps your hand, and it's
somebody please get her some water.
There are spirits all around you right now, and they're all whispering to your ancestors. Granny probably was tapping into that.
yeah.
You know they are. I call them up all the time.
Wait, I mean, Ogre, why why we don't wear shoes? It's better for the earth because our water from our bodies feeds the earth through our feet. The ancestor told me that. Probably.
Hey, Riaris,
But how can Ogra?
Technically be true.
I'm gonna feed
How
the
could
bear.
It's like it's one of those things. It's like it's not untrue, but
Right.
okay.
I don't know how big a
Like Ogra's
difference it
slamming her
makes.
fist as she's talking onto the table,
Yeah.
and she's going, "How can Ogra believe you right now? You lied about this. You lied about where Ogra come from. You lied about where
Okay.
Ogra's family
All right.
is, and you
Hey.
lied that
Hey.
Ogra's a
Hey.
goblin."
Hey. If we're yelling at the table, we're yelling at the yelling table. Okay. Everybody,
This
make another
This doesn't
table
have a
over
yelling
here.
Table.
Everything gets deadly quiet for a second. Okay. All right. Well, you see her scoot off the chair. She has to kind of like flop onto the floor, and then walks under the table and walks out.
Okay. I know this is a moment, but you need to send somebody after her to give her some water right now. She is sweating profusely.
Ogre just pats you on the back and just takes off after her.
Beautiful.
Does anybody notice I'm already gone with the pot he was cooking in?
Did you roll for it?
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. This
that's
doesn't just
D&D.
happen.
Okay.
I'm just gonna remind you, just for a second, Joe. We're gonna just take a quick time out. If there's a scene that's happening that has nothing to do with what you're doing, we're staying on that scene. Just an FYI. So we'll say if during this process you want to take this opportunity to be able to kind of like sneak out with the pot, yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Alright.
In the moment in the den, like after Ogra and Granny leaves, I think Riaris, who's kind of folks, looks at now and says, "Are you gonna eat that right there? You gonna eat breakfast? Mind if I-"
16.
Scoots it over to you.
Thanks.
16. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody who wants to have eyes on it can roll perception, or who thinks they would have possible eyes on it.
I'm gonna roll
Riaris,
at
like,
disadvantage because of everything going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Riaris is like a mom eyes in the back of the head when it comes to that. I rolled a 16 as well, so.
I got an 11.
I rolled a nat 1.
Okay, well,
Not-
you
not
have something
rolled
else to
an
look
8.
at.
That's
Hey,
good.
17. I think I was like one eye on Granny's interaction as soon as it started yelling. I was like, okay, I don't want to hear that. I'm zone out. What else?
Yep. Yeah, you see Zed walking out with the whole pot.
Yeah, all that's left over.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. So everyone who rolled 16 or above, which I think was the DC that was set, can see Zed leaving. What do you guys do?
Immediately following. Yeah.
I would say, Zed, can you not leave? Or Zed, where are you going?
Well, we did promise we would feed the bear.
you should have just brought one of the chickens that the goblins killed.
The bear
those
did
are-
eat
They didn't even
two
eat it.
guards.
Yeah,
did
but
eat-
he needs hot food. Also,
he-
I don't know how pissed Yoon's gonna be. I did
Oh, the
swipe
guards are pretty fresh.
half a bottle that he was drinking.
Are you, so now you want to also give drinks to the bear? What?
Oh no, that's for whoever comes with me, just to keep them quiet.
Why are we feeding it?
Oh, because Zed has a condition. You see, it's
a great question.
it's.
Well, we did
it's-
promise. You gotta feed
I think
your cat.
maybe it's the coral or a head injury from the past. It's just kind of he has ideas, and a lot of times those ideas lead us into paths that get us a ship. So sometimes we go with them. Sometimes we might try to talk about it and not kind of. There's a saying, "Don't poke the bear," right? Like it's like an actual saying. It's a common and
No, I'm
so
just
you're not gonna go
feeding
down
him.
there and he seemed to be
All of the All of the goblins start laughing when you say that. They think it's really funny.
Oh, well, thank you, I guess.
Oh, hey.
Is that like
Yeah.
don't poke the wyvern? Like you don't want to wake it up. You don't want it to, get back at you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's well, you got it. Why is that common where you come from? You have a lot of. I mean, like I don't know if I've ever seen a wyvern. Actually, we call it wyvern. Is that wrong? Am I saying that wrong?
God. I very much love all of the world building that's going on right now. It's so good.
I don't think that's the point. Yeah, great.
No,
Just
you're right,
want to
you're
make sure
right.
we don't have
And
bears.
And
so
Zed
I
is
just
sneaking away as we talk. Yeah, Zed.
Ah, shit.
Here's the thing.
I'm already down
thank
the stairs. Who's coming with?
Zed, I will. Are you willing? You? I swear to the gods.
He's gone. Yep.
Well,
If that
let's go
makes
check the ship for, the ship's boats, the boats that we use, the lifeboats. That's the one of the terms. We'll see if there's boats that we can use once the ship is. We can let him do it, but make sure that he doesn't go in and irritate him. If he wants to just slide the pan over and then leave, if that's what he needs to do, that's what he needs to do. I don't want to, but we need to go after him right now.
That's not happening. I've got a couple more forks full of food in my mouth and scramble to grab stuff and
Beautiful.
drop the door.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So say, who is following Zed down the stairs?
Yeah, I'll follow.
I will also.
I did have something. Yeah. Also. Oh yeah.
Don't do that.
I
Go
actually just
ahead,
wanted to mention,
go.
Nav, did you have anything you wanted to do at breakfast? I don't want to feel like we skipped something, and it's a time that everybody's together, and like, was there anything that you wanted to bring up that I'm not saying like I can retcon it, but I'm fairly sure Joe would if you had anything that you really wanted to like bring up during that time.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is we're going to handle this, and then there'll be a space for it. I think.
Cool.
If that's
All right.
Yeah.
Trust.
Yes. All good. Cool. So you guys go to the. You guys kind of follow to the bottom deck of the ship. I think the only person that for sure isn't going is Ogre, right? Because Ogre, you're going to go and talk to Granny. So we already have like that happening. So we'll say that this is happening at the same time. Beautiful. You know what? Yeah. Let's do this first. Ogre. First off, roll me a perception check.
Um, 16.
Beautiful. Not a big problem. She's leaving like just trails and puddles of her feet, of her sweaty feet. And you find that she has walked into a closet. Like basically like a tool closet where there's like a broom closet, like where there's like supplies to be able to like clean the lower decks of the ship.
Okay.
As you open the door, you see that she was sitting on a bucket. I think as soon as you open the door, you see that she's like now kind of like looking up at the like other tools that are up here. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting.
Gurney.
Wow.
We were having a conversation.
Oh, yeah. I just was looking to see if there was a yelling table in here.
No, I think yelling tables are only for goblins. It's very weird that they don't have one.
Well, they don't have one, so I guess we can't.
No. Do you have anything to say?
About what?
Ogra knows that you lied to Ogra. That you've been lying to her. That you've been lying to me. All of Ogra's life.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She punches a hole in the door.
Hey, hey, hey. What's in there? Oh, that's just outside. Okay.
And you keep lying to Ogra. Do you think Ogra's that stupid? That Ogra isn't a goblin and Ogra isn't... And she, like, gets on her knees to, like, eye to eye.
There's a horrible moment because I rolled so bad where Granny says to you, goes, "You're not a goblin?"
Ogra just starts crying.
Okay, okay, all right, okay. Stop. What do we say about losing water from the eyes?
You can't put it back in.
Can't put it back in. That's right. Okay. Yes. I had figured out over the past couple of years that you're a little tall. You know that's a lie.
Ogra met, and she's like really hard to like letting it out. Someone related to Ogra by blood. That you found Ogra.
Yeah. I'm sorry, hon. I didn't mean to be deceitful with you. I think at first I wanted you to be viewed as a part of this family, a part of the tribe. And you know, we're so close knit. It would have been hard to even have time away where I knew I could be able to talk to you about it. But also, you were left. Okay? They left you. And I don't think that's something that a taller than normal goblin should have to deal with.
But why did you lie? Like, Ogra was taller than you when she was like 10. It hurt. Ogra's hurting so much inside because of the lie.
Okay. Well, listen. You know how this is not going to start. This is going to start out feeling rough because I lied about a couple other things too. I am the only elder of our goblin clan because I'm the oldest. I wasn't always in the bog. She doesn't understand the connotation of this, which is why it's funny. You know, I've been around. Your grandmother has been around.
Nice.
And I wanted you. I didn't know what was in store for you, and honestly, I guess I thought in my head that you would always be here and you'd take my place after I'm gone, and you'd be the queen of the goblins, and it worked because you were taller. And but I knew
Well,
I knew you weren't
that's
a
big.
goblin.
That's Fisher's thing. He's gonna be leader, not Ogra.
Yeah, I guess. I always just thought that if I taught you everything that I knew about the outside world, a world that I have chosen to not be a part of for many reasons, that I could teach you the important things and keep the hard things away from you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry you found out this way. But I am not going to apologize for what I did.
Were you?
I was trying to protect this clan, and you being its strongest, its smartest, its most capable member. I don't know. I didn't. Maybe there were some signs along the way that you weren't going to be staying here, but I guess I'm sorry I ignored them. But I am not sorry for what I felt like was the right thing for you. You are a goblin. That's what you are.
No, no. Ogra isn't a goblin. Ogra knows that. But and then she like takes Granny's two hands, and like when big people take tiny hands, her entire thumb fits in Granny's palm, but very gently. And Ogra's not a goblin. And yes, she is a half orc, and really reluctantly says, half elf. But Ogra doesn't look at it that way. Granny raised Ogra since she was a baby. Granny's like, well, Granny's Granny, but also Ogra's mom. And Ogra wouldn't be Ogra without Granny or Big Fisher. So Ogra is Granny, Big Fisher, Big Brother Fisher, and all the rest of the clan.
She slaps you. You're a goblin. Don't ever forget that. And then she falls down and faints. I don't need to say this in game, but above board, I rolled so bad. I think Granny will not accept. So, okay, what do you do with Granny's unconscious body in the broom closet?
Ogra's gonna gently pick her up and take her to like the barracks and tuck her into a hammock.
Beautiful. You got it. Let's say you
And-
probably give her some water or some sort of sustenance.
Pluck her eyeball out and put it in a glass of water next to her cot.
Beautiful, awesome. You try to find a glass that is big enough, and you can't. So you have to find like a bowl.
The bucket you swabbed the deck with, I just put it there.
Oh my
There it
god,
is.
yes.
There it is. The bucket that she was sitting on, you go back in, grab it, just grab some like you roll it down,
Water?
grab some seawater, and just put it in the seawater.
Jesus, was it a flight of hand to pop that eyeball out?
No, she's been doing it all her life.
No?
Yeah, you just gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta get it from the side. And then squeeze
There's
the other side.
There's some things that you're so learned at, but as a DM, there's no way I would ever make you roll, and I would never make Ogre roll that. Okay. We cut from there. To the dark depths of the ship, the bottom of the ship. Zed, you are, you got about maybe a 30-second head start. You see in the darkness of the room, as light kind of just, with your dark vision, as light kind of comes to the corner, you can see that there is a Kobamu is over in the corner, and he is picking his teeth. It looks like to be some sort of bone. Upon closer inspection, you see one of the soldiers' hands have been stripped, and is using one of the finger bones. Doesn't seem to notice you when you until you walk, like, I'd say, unless you walk up to like 10 feet. So
I'm definitely staying out of reach. But looks like you had an appetizer. As promised, we got you some food, and I just slide it over, but not where it's like violent and hits the bars, just so it doesn't tip over, but enough for what I think is for him to reach. I guess. Sliding it without tipping.
why?
Everybody's gotta eat. I'll be on my way.
As you're walking away, this doesn't change anything.
Probably never will. And then upstairs I go.
All right, you got it. Cool. The rest of you guys find Zed on the stairs.
Well, he's been fed. If he decides to eat it.
How much of the guard is left?
Well, I seen one with like a skinned hand, like, and he was using a finger bone to pick his teeth.
Well, I guess you gave him a variety, and he didn't seem like he was going to destroy the ship or angry. He seemed all right.
So I think next time we'll make him finger sandwiches. He likes those a lot, it looks like.
That also was our only large walk that you brought down there, and get another one at Shay, but I can't cook that meal again now. I guess it's fine. It's fine. Everybody had some.
I'm sure they got backup things here.
Were you? Look, if you want to feed him, and it seems like he's not going to blow up the ship for doing so, fine. But just make sure somebody's with you. Don't wander off on your own, Zed. We're a team.
Well, I kind of felt like I had somebody here with me.
Your coral doesn't count as a person.
I don't know. I meant Fang's ghost, right? He's always with us.
Even if that were true, and I'm fairly sure that I will make sure that's not true.
It isn't. He's not always here.
Yeah. All right.
Can ghosts
You have
follow boats?
you have someone in your party that can say with authority whether or not Fang is here.
He's not gonna be able to really interact with the world that well, and we're your team. So we're a crew. Set. You don't. That bear could kill you in an instant. And I'm sure you're safe, and you know what you believe that you know what you're doing, and we're all fine with the things that you do. They sometimes are a little bit out of the ordinary, but like I said, that's something we need. But still, we can't lose you.
Yeah.
That chaotic element is something we need.
Yeah, but he still needed to eat. He's a living being that hasn't. Well,
I didn't say you couldn't
I
feed him.
guess
I
he
said
did
ask
that.
and bring somebody when you feed him.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well,
I feel like we've had this conversation before, but with
I've-
different people.
Many times.
yep. It's almost as if things are going in some kind of loop. All right.
Hmm.
You guys can head back up to where you are, or go up to the top of the
I
upper
was
deck.
actually, yeah. It depends. All right.
Wherever you
So
want.
above board, I have a little thing I wrote that I was gonna I have a little speech. But that's. I don't want to take the time to do that if other people have some stuff to do. But what I was gonna do is sort of call, use like the ship's bell and call everybody up to the deck, and then
Okay.
do it, and then we can talk from there and do anything we want. But again, I don't want to hog time, like that sort of thing. Like,
Do
and
it.
it's not that long a speech.
Do
so,
it.
Okay. Well, then that's what I would be doing at this point, is going up and then ringing the ship's bell to try to get everybody up. And
As we go
you
up,
do
I would
the-
just like to ask the group going up to like, so can I ask what happened to the crow's nest? Like, would anybody know about that? Why? Anybody?
Crow's nest. Is that what all that stuff is on the deck?
So if my memory serves, I did not see him do it.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know. We were up there and then it exploded.
How did it? It didn't. How does
What?
it? Crow's necks suddenly explode.
So,
I wish I knew.
so you and Nala are up there, and it exploded, and you didn't see
Yeah.
it. What were you looking at?
Each other.
Or
Uh-huh.
Hold on. Wait a minute. No,
wait.
I was explaining to Carr.
Right.
I was explaining to Carr that we were being tailed, and then
Wait.
and then
Wait.
we.
What?
Huh?
Yeah. We're being tailed.
Wait.
What?
Oh yeah.
How is-
What do you mean we're being
Led with
tailed?
that.
This now?
All right, everybody get to the deck.
Yeah, jumping people out of the way.
Beautiful.
We're getting tailed when we're anchored down.
Beautiful. Great. Yeah, you get to the bell as you ring the bell. It's enough to be able to kind of like signal everybody to kind of come to you. But as the bell is ringing out, it rings out for about maybe like 20 seconds less than it should, because now the goblins are all kind of over it, as they're kind of messing with it. I'm trying to
We
figure
need
out how
that
to
one. You
dismantle
have
it.
the rest of them for now. Just until we get to shore, we need that one where it is. You can have it. Belongs to you, but it has to stay there. Okay? You can hang on it if you want, but it's not going to make as big a sound. It has to.
Wait, you and I
Ting,
got
ting.
this. I grab a board of a broken piece of the crow's nest. I'm like, look what I found, and then I throw it. down
Is
the
it just
nest.
wood?
Yeah, it's just a piece of wood, but
Okay.
I did it like excitedly.
You throw it, and you're looking at the one who has the bell. A goblin behind you just jumps into the water, but the one with the bell is like still like.
That's normally another thing we'd ring the bell for, is that, somebody falls off. I'm sure they'll climb back aboard. Wait, how much metal did that one have?
He doesn't even have all his arms and legs. What, you thought he can swim?
Well, it depends what he chose. Should have chose
Uh,
better weapons.
Fisher's
Perhaps.
up there going, it's the way he'd want to go.
Fair enough.
Do we
I'm
want to
not
get
gonna
him?
argue.
I can just.
We'll wait, and
ride
maybe
over
he'll climb back aboard, or you know what? You know, he doesn't have any fingers. Otherwise, I'd give him a ring. You know what, Fisher? Here,
want-
just in case,
I'm gonna
you
get
take
him.
one.
I mean,
Huh?
he's
Wanna
really
get
giving
it?
him a ring. You can hear it on the bell.
What about rings?
He's giving him a ring. You don't need to.
Oh, the bell.
Ogra
Uh,
summons Beast to get an eagle to go and get the guy.
Yeah. Thank you. No, it was good. It was solid. It was a solid pun. I just my mind was elsewhere. Great job.
Yep.
Yes.
I
Okay.
love it.
Also, I was trying to give a ring to Fisher, by the way, one of the 3 water walking rings.
Yes.
To be like,
Yep.
you
I will
just
say
take
if you
care of
want to
it.
do that, yeah.
Yeah, if you, this will, I mean, you try it out, but you won't drown this way. At least if you go down there, you'll be able to walk on the water, and maybe at your bog, and it's a gift.
I trust you.
All right, that's
He jumps off the deck.
I like gamblers.
He jumps off the
Swamp.
deck. That's bad. That's a bad deck save. Give me 1
You
second.
know, like belly flop onto the water like it was just hard ground.
He takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage as he hits the water. I know that's not necessarily how the ring works, but it's funny.
It's it kind of. I mean, it's not defined. That's the thing.
It's not
Those
defined,
rings are
yeah.
so just like you walk on water. That's like the whole description of those rings.
Right.
So
But he does manage to kind of reach down in and grabs the random goblin. The other goblin seems to have understood that if they want to ring the bell or do anything with the bell, they have to keep it here.
All right, great. I'll wait. Maybe everybody will come out. Are you still alive, Fisher?
Yeah.
All right, great.
This is crazy.
Yeah, try it out. But just don't do it when we're leaving. Then, or you could, I guess. Maybe you could like ski along. Never mind.
I could walk home.
Where's Ogra?
Ogre appears on deck, yeah.
I don't know how you do it.
What do you mean?
Take care of the other goblins. You just they're it seems like yep.
Look at
Your
him, he's
brother
walking on
jumped
water.
off, and
I'm magic, like you.
That's pretty cool.
I turn into an animal that can walk on the water.
Hey, Yoon.
You're
You
just
see
you.
something
You
funny?
didn't turn into an animal.
Nah, look, my feet look a little different. Look, just kind of like he is also like 30 feet, but no, probably like close to like 40 feet, like 40 feet away as he lifts his foot straight up in the air to show you. It is very hard to see. Like he's trying to tell you his feet are like more webbed than they were before. Anyways, there's that bit. All right, so you guys are all here.
Yeah, I did want to say something to Ogra real quick. Yeah, as it was just about. Hey, so right now as you're standing there, do you don't feel every sensation? You don't feel the you're not focusing on the wind or or the feeling of your tongue in your mouth, or whether your shoulders are relaxed, or the point is, there are all these things touching you and going into your sensations, but you don't focus on them. You're focused on me right now, and so. It's a choice, right? It's a thing where you take a world, all this stuff, but you don't tell about all those things. You just tell about the one thing you're focusing on in your brain, and each moment you do that, you make choices. So, lying sometimes is like telling a story, and it's not always about getting one over on somebody or tricking somebody. Lying is about creating a world where everybody gets a little bit of what they want. And you create the world anyway, so you might as well create a better one if you can. I know that's not a perfect explanation for how these things work, but I'm sorry that we treated you in a way that we thought you couldn't take a fact, but not the truth. There really isn't a truth. You're just gonna tell your own story. You make it up, you know? And so if you want to make up that you're a goblin, it's no different than you making up that you're not feeling your hair rustle in the wind right now, or feeling, I don't know, the whatever that wet stuff is on your hand. You know, it's we all just make some choices.
Did you regret any of your choices about lying?
Oh no.
Inside check.
Yeah, persuasion
Oh,
and
you're
deception.
so freaking lucky. That's only gonna be a 7.
That would be a nat 20 for a 25. Yoon has never lied in his life and regretted it.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Anyway, it's, you know, you gotta find your own way. That's just how I think about it. I'm sorry. The others here yet? And kind of look around to see if everybody's here yet.
Cool. Yeah, you guys collect yourself. I think eventually Fisher kind of gets up with the other one, just kind of carrying with one hand. As they come up over the thing, the now we'll call him the Bell Goblin, is ringing the bell as he comes up, and like all you guys are around, so it's super loud.
There's a shiny telescope down this hole if you guys want to go get it.
Yeah, it's not going to be useful to us anymore. There's no way that lens survived.
Jumps off the bell.
So everybody, we all have some choices to make, and we probably need to talk about what we're going to do. But I know this is maybe a little out of character, but there's something. I was talking to Zed, and Zed reminded me of something, and I've been thinking about something, and I actually wrote it down in a little logbook because that's the only thing I had, and there's just something I want to say, if that's okay with everybody. Yeah, this is not usually something I'm. Oh, I don't like public speaking. All right. I need to borrow your attention for a selfish moment. I've been thinking about it, and I think I get it. I get why Sylvia chose this absolutely marvelous hodgepodge group of back alley bargain heroes. And I want to be clear, as someone who's familiar with odds, we should absolutely be dead. Real dead. Many times over. Like, on a bet, the lock would have been every time on us dying in the swamp, tumbling over a waterfall, getting killed by the Merlinloke, not showing up at the right timeline, losing to the Sea Witch, getting eaten by a giant bat, dying trying to escape, and definitely a safe bet would have been that we don't improvise a high-class menu for an entire tavern. Yet, here we are, standing on this ship we stole, all still alive, stronger, smarter, but no less a force of chaos. And I look at Zed. I think I see it now. I think I believe it now. Why Sylvia chose you and chose us. Every time you hear a story about some hero defying the odds, they have one thing in common. They do things that people describe as unbelievable, impossible. In other words, things that defy probability. And there's a good reason for that. The gods are not infinite. We've seen these different time paths and just imagine how much energy it takes to split your focus between 10,000 possibilities of each moment. There's only so much you can watch. And when you pull on fate like we do. Our line of probability is so far off course that it wraps around and no god, monster, or sea witch could see it coming. And maybe Sylvia knew that. So, whatever we're going to do, whatever we choose, let's trust Sylvia, and let's keep doing things the Wreckless way. All right, that was it. Thank you. It's again.
Ogre doesn't know you.
I'm sweating like Granny.
Looks
Thank
around.
you. I just, I think that. I mean, why? Why else? Like, look at us. Why? Like, Sylvia brought us together, and she must have had some reason. Why else? Because we do things that, are very unlikely. So whatever we choose to do here, and we need to make some sort of choice and figure out what we want to do with this bomb we have in the lower decks, which is still a person, and I'm glad you fed him Zed some vegetables, I suppose. Well, not a vegetable, but anyway. We have to figure out what we want to do with that. We have to figure out how to stop the world from ending. I mean, but that's it. It's got to be. There's something about us that can do that, and so I trust in all of you. To do whatever you think is whatever pops in your head first, I suppose.
There's a weird moment as Yoon. I think there's just the briefest of pauses in conversation. And talking about Sylvia, the improbability, the impossibility, the things that have already brought you all to this point and have saved you time and time and time again, or you saved yourself, being in the right moment at the right time. And they all have, looking deep enough, they all seem to have logistical reasons on why they worked. It was all possible, just highly unlikely. And as that pause is there, there's a possibility that the goblin that was on the bell had something sticky on their hands, or they had accidentally tied up the tongue of the bell, or maybe it was wrapped around something else. I don't know. Maybe it was the movement of the waves that was just right to be able to allow it to swing. You hear a single chime in response. No one's around the bell. No one rang it. But it feels oddly comforting. And the feeling of how improbable. And with that, we're going to take our 10-minute break. We'll see you guys in 10. Hello. Welcome back. Beautiful. So after hearing that maybe somewhat ominous sort of bell from nowhere, you guys are ready to be able to make a plan. I know there were some things you guys wanted to kind of discuss in game, so here we are. The floor is yours. Nav, was there something that Kaelinor wanted to say? I think that's what everyone was saying. I want to make sure.
Well, I was just making sure because everyone kind of had moments during the breakfast thing.
Right.
I think Kay's just looking around and eyes dart kind of to the broken crow's nest and goes, we gotta fix that. But do we have a plan about Kobamu? So we could just, I was thinking of just leaving him on the ship, and then Zed decided to do a good thing and feed him, which is lovely and great. I'm glad you didn't die. But
We all are, yeah.
Well, not to make any enemies here. I certainly get it. I wouldn't want to put a creature like that into the hands of the people of Sway. I just don't think they'll. I think they'll do the wrong thing and try to just treat him right. That sounded worse than how I meant it. Car?
Well, I see your point, but are we close to where his people are? Is one of my questions, and the second question is, what does he want?
well, he wants to die.
Well, yeah, kind of. It was,
It's
yeah.
It's not that simple. I think there's more to it than that.
I mean, if he
fully
wants to
agree.
die, I can
I'm not
help
sure
him
you
get
can.
there.
Well,
Oh.
I think
Okay. I'm
well-
not sure you can either, you.
he's called Deathless. You might be able to kill him, but like, I don't think he'll die. He's not just
Okay.
like the rest of his people. I think. I mean, maybe there's more there, but also, there's not much left of where he's from. If he's from that area, it's from. It could be from near where I'm from, but that is an issue, for sure. And
That's where I assumed he was from.
I hadn't thought about the people of Sway treating him in a way that's not. I don't know about Carvis. Carvis is kind of a mystery, but the rest of them, yes. I don't know what to do with him. The other issue is that the end of the world is coming soon, and might be caused by the Merlin Loke, or the Sea Witch and the Merlin Loke, or Diamantalis and the Sea Witch and the Merlin. You know what? Kay, have you read the log yet?
I mean, I had a brief glance over, but I didn't. I mean, we can go through it together. That might help.
There was a drawing. Yeah, everybody. Maybe we should look at it together to get some. There were some things in there that I mean, is everybody still down for stopping the apocalypse? Everybody's okay with that as a general plan?
Yes, please. Let's stop that.
Okay. Riaris, suspiciously quiet.
Yeah, I think you probably noticed Riaris has like a million-mile stare, and he's like a haunted look after your speech for sure. But I think he idly nods, but I have no idea what I'm nodding to. Just feels pressure, and he's, yeah, sure. He's just not paying attention.
Well, I mean, there is Carvis, so he would have an idea of what to do.
We could
Drew,
talk to
you
him,
sound
but also
crazy. You sound like you're coming from a radio. Like a bad one.
Ogre has
trying to.
a thought that's probably bad.
Well, go ahead. Yeah. No bad thoughts here.
Well, he wants to die an honorable death. We know Chase is pretty powerful and he's the whole island. What if we give him to Chase? He could be swallowed up by an island. That's a big death.
I don't think that's that's not a. I feel like that's certainly on the board because he's a big mystery, and so is Chase. Although how we get him to Chase in that cave is a question of like I think he's in there voluntarily. I think if he wanted to break this ship and break out, he could.
Are you all speaking metaphorically or literally?
Oh, were you not there when we met the island? Yeah, we met the island. His name is
that's real.
Chase. Yeah, he gave a lot of people berries from his head, and that's where Zed drank some water and then had some more visions of.
That's
Oh,
what
is
you're
it
allowed.
that-
I think he might have lost it a
World.
little bit more, or maybe he got closer. I don't know. Okay.
I mean, I was ready to say okay, and then you started talking about berries. Is it possible that you all ate something?
Did I eat a bit?
I
No,
didn't
we
have berries,
were
but
there like
How?
we were twice at least, right? We did go twice. Riaris, did we go twice?
Well, we went twice, but once in each timeline.
Riaris,
You
are
need to say a
are you
magic
okay?
word in front of a mountain on the river, like wham bam, thank you, ma'am, to enter.
That's it. Yes. But what? Riaris,
You said
are you
wham
all right?
bam, thank you, ma'am, to a mountain.
Nala, shut up.
Oh, no, just shut up. Oh, no.
It wasn't in those exact words, but there's some kind of
Ogra,
like
I'm gonna touch your face in a second if you don't be quiet and let Riaris tell me why he looks so forlorn. He saved our lives.
Several times.
I think I'm just gonna kind of shake my head and I think I need a little air. I'm just
We're
gonna
on a
walk around. I'll be back in a minute. It's fine. And I'm just gonna
Alright.
turn and walk away.
We're outside.
We're on a ship. This is the most air you
Just
can get.
yeah, it's fine. Just give him a minute. Does anyone?
While he's thinking, I might be able to get some answers about the bear guy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What do you think?
What do I always think? I'm gonna call the spirits.
Oh yes, the way I thought you had answers, and you already had them. You're going to go get answers. Yeah, I misheard. Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want
So
me to
he's
try,
gonna-
I can.
I mean, maybe do we want to, like, is it a question thing? Do you get to answer ask a certain number of questions, or is it just you call them and you just kind of have a chat? Is it
Depends on what
because we might want to?
Depends on how I call him. In this case, I was just thinking because I don't really have anybody who's except for the ones he just ate. I don't really have anybody who he's killed. But if I call upon the spirits who might know about the history of his people, or maybe even his history, someone may pop up. Joe, I'm talking about
Maybe.
borrowed knowledge.
Yeah.
Just so Joe knows where I'm going with it.
Oh yeah, I get you. Yeah.
I like
I
it.
don't know that I'll find somebody, but I mean, I can try.
Did the names help? Or it's just sort of a general feeling
He said
of
just kind of reach out for someone who knows something that I need.
oh,
And Joe, I don't even know if I can be that specific. It's a skill in which I lack proficiency, but I'm not sure if the history of his people is going to be a thing. So,
I'm definitely gonna let you roll something. I'm just
Okay.
looking up stuff.
I mean, I'm not even sure I want to do it. I'm just like, it's a very briefly worded spell for what it does. So that's why
Right.
it's very open-ended.
Right.
like legend lore.
Yeah. But not, I'm sure nowhere near as powerful. So
Yeah.
someday,
Yeah.
Carl will have legend lore.
Yeah, I think it's something that isn't necessarily how it works, but I love the hustle of using it. So I think what we'll do is we'll say something you lack proficiency in. I do think.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was just, I mean, so I have I have a relatively high skill in history, but I know that you can buy, create additional skills for things, and like I might, if I study the Aarakocra culture, you might give me a skill in Aarakocra culture.
Yeah,
So
I like
by
that.
extension, I was like, well, what if I called upon somebody who knew the history of his people and maybe where he, do you see him like that history?
Yep.
Like, might be
Yep.
able to get-
I'm with you. So here's what I'll say, because it's an extremely it's not a well documented history. So who you would have to like try to find would be someone who you can converse with, for one, and two would be able to probably have like more of like a firsthand sort of knowledge of it. So
Right.
so in that way, the DC is going to be pretty high.
Okay.
However, I think it's a history check, and I will allow you to add your proficiency bonus on top of this. So I will say, so you have a plus 12 history check for this. I'm going to say, even with that, it is a DC 25.
And with my rolls, okay. So moving back into character,
Yeah.
well, I mean, if I could reach out and see if there's, I don't know, the spirit of his people or somebody who knew him before. I don't know. I don't know that I'll be successful, but I'm happy to try.
Well, the only thing I can tell you is that they're from, at least similar from Faran, and there are more legends there, but there are a few that still kind of live there, and largely, I think, the Loa kind of chased them out a bit. We kind of showed up on the island, and they were already there, so I'm not sure. I mean, it wasn't me. It was a long time ago, but...
Car's memory is thinking about his yurt.
Yeah.
The first meeting, and he kind of
that's so good.
He grums a little bit, and it doesn't make any comment about it. But
in that moment, you also like just a quick pan to Nala, who is exactly the opposite. Like, this is the way the world works, and she's just like nodding along.
Yeah.
She like understands history in that way. Like, yeah, that's what happens.
I understand.
Doesn't notice you. Yeah, like doesn't notice. Because it's so opposite.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so you want me to, sorry, I'll make that quiet. I was muted for so long I forgot. Do you want me to try?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am not in the room with the bear. I am not going to do this in front of him. There's no way.
Yeah.
So I stand on the deck. And what you guys, as I'm casting, what you do is you see Car just kind of like in a faraway look and look around, and he'll like motion, and the spirit will walk up to him, and he'll whisper something to it, and the spirit will point, and then Car looks in that direction, calls. It's like he's going through spirits. Like, have you heard of? Do you know someone who like spirits he has contact with? And just pretty soon there's spirits all over, and they're calling others, and others are walking away, and Car's like really in his element and comfortable. Like he's like, this is what I'm supposed to do, whether it works or not. This is where I belong, like with the dead. Not the conduit for the dead, not with the dead. He doesn't want to die. So he's just pulling and calling, and I will roll and add 3 to it, Joe, because you said plus.
Yeah.
So let me see. Boom. Damn.
Beginner's luck.
I got a 24. Ooh, thank you. Beginner's luck. So 24 plus.
Yeah.
You got it automatically.
Yeah. I just want to, and I got a 1.
Beautiful.
So 25.
Nice.
Thank you, Yoon.
Yeah.
25 on the dot. Yoon, how do you? Well, I mean, beginner's luck has a little bit of a sort of like it's not necessarily guidance.
It wiggles.
So you tell me.
It's. I mean, part of it is that maybe I told a little bit of the story. I think.
I can color it a little bit if you want.
Yeah, go ahead, please do.
So like I'm looking and I'm feeling like I'm gonna do it, and I look over to you and like to say I'm sorry, and I notice a young ancient Aarakocra spirit, like one who died young, like looking behind his leg, and that's what calls me, going, "Do you have something?" And I call it forward from behind you, and like, no, I do know somebody, and he flies off and brings whoever you want to bring to me, to give me the knowledge that speaks to me, and then I'll share with the group.
Awesome. I love it. I think with these with these spirits, Car, you don't. I think for most of them, you guys kind of see. I think you guys see like weird like outline images of some of these spirits. I think especially like the air. I think maybe like ones that Car is more familiar with. Maybe like kind of appear a little bit more for everybody to see. But as this figure comes forward out of the ether, I don't think anybody sees this except for Car. The figure that kind of moves forward into the ether to kind of like stand in front of Car is a confusing figure for someone who a very ancient Aarakocra mentioned, is like the idea of like I know this being. I think that this that the Aarakocra that says this actually says I helped them cross over, and in the interest and like the immediate interest of that, like spurns like Car, you wanting to have a conversation with this Ashwing.
Ooh,
They're already gone.
Ooh.
And this other figure comes forward. You see from the generalization of the face, you see like an extended sort of very 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 orc-like in a lot of ways, but also almost gleaming into like a like if you were to imagine a warthog like humanoid face, still having the like humanoid nose, but everything kind of just extended and pulled downward. The jaw, the teeth, the tusks that are kind of like moving up. You see there is you see the pointed ears, a very big like sort of like thick beard that kind of that comes down, and you see a very prominent top knot on its head. In this vision, it's hard to distinguish sort of like colorations of the skin. So I think from your immediate sort of standpoint,
Shades
what's
of
that?
gray. I said, imagine
Yeah, I think it.
very ethereal shades of gray and translucent.
Yeah. So I think your inclination is probably orcish, but you're not entirely sure.
Okay.
As the figure kind of like opens his eyes sort of like as wide as he can, but it's kind of like beady, while like all the facial features are just like kind of like pulled down. What is waketh? Why am I awake?
And so I'm speaking. I know I'm speaking to spirits, but I'm going to do so because I realize they can't hear him. So I want them to at least be able to hear my questions so that they can chime in.
Yeah.
So while I'm speaking to him, I'm also saying everything out loud as well.
Beautiful. I like it.
And I will. Greetings. Thank you for speaking with me. My name is Car Ashwing. We seek information. I didn't pull up my notes. Ursa. What are the?
Thry.
Ursa Cry.
Ursa Thry, right?
Ursa Thry. Yep.
Right.
But this one specifically had another name that we knew, right?
Ursa Thry.
Corbamu is the name that he names himself. Like that's his name.
Immotellus.
And then Immotellus is the title that he's given.
Immotellus. We found one of the Ursa Thry who calls himself Corbamu. And the title he's given himself is the Immortalis. I'm seeking information about him or his people.
You see him kind of like lick the top part of his teeth. You notice there's a look of kind of disgust in this. Its people are no more. We saw to that.
Do you know?
Why would this... you said Immortalis and you also said Kobamu, right?
Yeah, I said he named himself Korbamu and the Immortalis. I think I said it is the title he's been given.
Why? Why would the gods let him live?
I don't. We're seeking answers. Might you have some for me? Tell me more about his people, or if you know him. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Because it's Car.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe,
call...
Okay.
What?
I'll say you can make this up later because I know this is.
Nope.
You're making this up. So if you want to tell me later, you can.
You may call me Dallas. I know a Kobamu, but they should be here with me. I watched them die.
The Kobamu that I've met seems to be very old from his conversations and is covered in scars. I don't know why he didn't stay dead, but I did sense that he should have been dead many times over, but he isn't.
Which doctor do you have the power to bring me back?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Do you have the power to bring me back?
No, just to talk to you if you wish to talk.
I would very much like it if you changed your mind. Putting that creature in the ground was my greatest achievement in this life.
Oh, well, congratulations. I.
Fuck, Jack. Full breath.
I'm trying to play car.
Okay, all right.
Well, that must have been tough because he's challenging.
Break the spirit. It's easier to break the body. He made a deal, a choice. Decided another was worth many.
Could you clarify that?
I don't know her name. Some other Ursa Thry, as you call it.
Oh, he chose her over his people?
He made a choice and decided the last minute to try to break that deal.
He made a deal with you or your people?
My people. I was not in high command, but I was able to put his body, as I thought, to rest.
Oh. Well, someone made a different choice after you left, I guess. I don't know.
That is an unfortunate situation.
So he made a deal with your people and broke it, and so that's why you killed him?
We killed him because him breaking the deal was taking off the head of one of ours.
Oh. It's not a very good deal. What was the deal was supposed to have happen?
He gave us names, maps, ways to get around the silly and primal traps that his people had set in keeping us away. We would have found a way through them regardless, but it did make things easier. And he was supposed to take his lover and leave. In peace, we held up our end of the deal. He did not.
Why would he do that?
Why would he betray his people? I mean, have you met them?
I've only met this one man. I've only met one person who I can't predict what they're going to do. Usually people have motivation.
It was a very stupid decision. He was outnumbered 20-1.
Well, he still had to have a reason. Was his love that you mentioned, was she there? Was she well? Was she hurt?
Ugh. Okay. He makes a very gross smile at that. She was.
And were you and your people responsible? And I want to persuade him. And anybody else right now sees Carr go more into the intimidation mode a little bit, but more persuasive. And this is something he's good at. I have advantage on persuading spirits. So it's kind of like
I take a step back.
Yeah,
like, tell me more.
There's a level of like Carr. There's like a moment where you're like, this is not someone I want to continue talking with for longer than I need to.
I just want to get to the answer.
I think Ian was about to try to say something to him to be like, tell him about something. And then he starts to like get bigger and he just goes, nope, you got it. And just kind of step back.
Is he going to tell me don't roll with the persuasion or?
So the question you said is, was that something you were responsible for? What exactly?
Responsible for? Yeah, like, because...
responsible for what?
The love was hurt. And he answered, yeah, I want to know if they were responsible for it, because now I know why he did what he did.
Yeah.
So
I'll say this. Go ahead and roll me an insight check instead. I know you're still like being in that like sort of like intimidated sort of things of like, but I'll tell you honestly, this guy is like, he's not holding back.
No, he's not. He seems to want to tell me. He
seems to want to tell you. Yeah.
Yeah. My insight, nat 22.
Beautiful. You get the feeling based on how he's describing things that like, as it's kind of like all mapped out, is that Kobamu gave up his people for his lover. Mm-hmm. And when whatever sort of shame occurred from that, he decided instead to try to take on the figures who were able to pass through by himself.
Okay.
His lover was assumedly there, but was hurt after what went down, not before.
Okay. All right. I do kind of look at the party briefly before I try to release him. I mean, I have an hour with him, so so it's just like I'm not in any rush. But I also, as you said, Carr is finding his spirit extraordinarily distasteful. Not sure how many times I'm going to call upon this person, even though I do know who he is now. Looking around like you've heard my half the conversation, and as I'm going, I'm kind of repeating what he says, more like to him, like, do I understand? But also the effect of now they understand what I'm doing. So
right,
they are,
and you
as they can.
Right. So first off, you have plenty of time in conversation with us in the way that we're kind of like viewing this, but also the other thing too, because you rolled a nat 20, you also get the idea of like, I'll say with a nat 20, roll me a religion check DC 10.
24.
24.
Not a nat 20, but a 24. So,
First off, killing it.
yay. Finally. It happens.
There's a moment. Yeah, there's a moment here. This is not a religion sort of that you adhere to, but you've heard of these types of religions that base a lot of concepts on the idea that if you are good in life, then you will be treated well in the afterlife.
Okay.
And if you are bad in life, you will be treated bad in the afterlife.
Okay.
With a 24 and that nat 20 and that insight check, you get the idea on why this creature doesn't, wants to die, but also doesn't want to die.
Yeah, he's afraid he'll be punished when he's done because of his betrayal and his failure.
Right. And the assumption would be that the loved one won't be there.
Yeah, because she's ascended to whatever higher spiritual plane he thinks that his belief system. All right. Huh. So, do any of you guys have questions for my new...
Where is he from?
All right. It sounds like you're from the Isles. Do you know the name of the isle you were from? Do you remember it?
I knew we planned on calling it Farah.
I repeat that. Farah. Okay.
He said that the guy downstairs drew him maps of where all the traps and how to get around it. If you pull up a map, could he point to those places so we don't
This is
run
from a
into them?
long time ago.
Long time
I
ago.
think.
However,
if-
based on Ogre's question, I will say, I do not know what kind of things were there when you lived and when this battle took place. Do you think that any of those may have survived the time?
I have no knowledge of time right now.
That's fair. All
I
right.
assume we have conquered all of the islands.
I have a question, and I'm not going to ask him this. I'm asking Joe this. He seems like a very tribal orc, and since my people have flown all over the islands, how many tribal orcs have I flown over or interacted with, or heard of my people interacting with? Or
I really like this question. I think Yoon, what are you doing right now? I know just to answer that. This is the long way to answer this question.
Champing at the bit to say the next thing after he said he's from Faran, like he wants to, like the first opportunity is I think he's saying, even if you're kind of thinking about this, ask him if he knows of the Loa.
possibly connected. I'm not sure, but have you heard of some thing called the Loa?
Is this meant to insult?
No, it's a word I'm not very familiar with, which is complete truth. So,
How is that? What happened? We are Loa.
you are Loa. So the way Yoon hears it.
That's my people, Kar. This is somebody.
Well, I'm standing next to one of, maybe not your particular, but your people's descendants.
Are they directing you and talking to me as I assume you are of a lesser court for them?
Not exactly. However, he is very instrumental in my group's movements. We come from completely different peoples, so it's hard to place one above the other.
No, it's not.
All right.
I'm going to say above board, this is one hobgoblin. This is
Right.
one Loa. And this
Yeah.
is very long time ago.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, sure.
in the realm of being able to kind of move things over.
Oh, yeah, I'm not at all like, I'm angry at Yoon forever because of the way this hobgoblin spirit spoke to me. You know?
I'm also kind of saying this to Yoon as I'm taking some liberties here.
No, you are doing great. And yeah, do you still ask him if he's still
Does
ask
he?
him if he still serves the one of the we mentioned a court. Is he still from the Feywild? Is he still we don't there are stories of the Loa, and we don't this is an opportunity to ask him if he serves one of the Feywild courts. If that's maybe it would be this. Would it be probably one of the Archfey or the Sealy courts? Just
Are you connected with one of the courts of the Feywild? Or were you in life? Or even in death? I don't know how it works.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Okay, highest was 12. Because I have advantage. So.
Okay. We were.
You were,
We are not anymore.
but then you weren't anymore. All right.
this is
We.
this was. Oh, I can't believe we attacked the Ursa. Well, I'll tell you about it later. This is the Loa weren't native to the island. There's a lot of lore and history, but there's just one more thing I need to ask him. Does he know about the tower? Ask him if he knows about the Anbao, the tower, the ruined city of Chukan. Can you ask him about ask him about? Just say the tower. Just say. Yeah.
Can you tell me anything more about the city of Chakan or the tower? And Joe, I'm purposely leaving out the word ruined because I don't know what that would do with him.
Chakan, one of our leaders.
Maybe. I haven't been there yet. I may have flown over it.
What's he saying, Car? I assume you repeated it.
Yeah.
That's how it must have. The city must have been named after somebody else. But the tower. Just ask him if there's a tower. It's an upside down tower.
There's an upside down tower. Have you heard of that?
How many years have passed? How do you not know? What do you see?
Okay, well, two things. Since you don't know how long you've been dead, I don't know how long's been passed. Two, I know it's kind of hard to see through the ether, but I've got wings, and I usually fly over things. So I have a very different perspective than most people who are landbound.
Chakan is not here with us. He should be here. He should be remembered and honored here with us.
Well,
We assumed it was... We all assumed that there was something he found, something that kept him alive all these... Where is Chakan?
I repeat this to you and look at him like, got something for me?
Yeah.
No, that's the name of my city. It's someone must have named it after this person, but I don't know the history of them.
Speak, bird.
I rise up to my full height for a moment.
Mhm.
And I'll kindly remind you which one of us is still living. And then I'll say you're
Yeah.
and then I will say, but to answer your question, I do not know where Chakar. And Joe, this is just so I say it right. How is it spelled so I can say it right? Is it CH or is it J?
It'd be
CH.
CH,
Yeah.
Chakar. Okay.
Yeah. It's Chukan.
Chukan.
Chukan,
Okay,
yeah.
Chukan. Okay. I have not met Chukan, but there is a grand city that was named after him.
You must take me there. I will free our leader. I will bring those that are trapping him to justice. He belongs here with the Loa.
Okay, so I'm a little busy right now, but what I can do is
You bring me back. You bring me back. I will kill Kobamu once again, and I will bring Chukan to the Loa.
Are you saying that I can call upon you in the future?
I rolled a 3.
That's
You
awesome.
bring me back.
Okay, so I can. But you're willing. I kind
Shaman.
of I wink at Yoon. So
Does
Shaman,
he,
evil necromancer, you bring me back to
the title is Ashley.
your
but,
life.
does
I
he
don't have that
know
power yet. But yes, Zeb.
where Obamu's lover might be buried or left?
Would you happen to know what happened to Kobamo's lover?
Guys, you make me be real evil right now.
Or what her name is so you can call her?
Oh yeah, what's her name? I'm sorry, Joe. You were not expecting this to go here. I fully understand this.
I barely remember that Phil's name. I do not remember who he decides to bed.
All right.
I can tell you that her body, her soul, if it has one, is scattered amongst the island of Haran.
Okay.
But if you bring me back, I could possibly find it.
Well, here's what I can tell you. I can call upon you again until I have the power to bring you back. And then if I ever get the power to bring you back, we can have a talk about that.
There's another Loa with you.
I ask without doing it ethereally to Yoon. He's asking if there's another Loa with me. Sorry, he's asking if there's another Loa with me. Should I say yes or no? I mean, he kind of knows I'm talking to you, but he's kind of a jerk.
We've changed a lot since then. You can
Yes.
tell him yes.
Yes, there's another Loa with me.
Tell him that if he helps me bring Chakan over, I will give him everything he needs to rule the island of Faran forever. I will be his second.
Oh, all right. I repeat that to you as best I can.
And will live out the rest of my days in service.
And I continue repeating it as word for word as I can make it. and I will also
Wait.
let him hear that ethereally so he knows I've said it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, when you say that to you, and when you say that he will help him rule the island, there's a lot of mixed. I think he's shuffling a deck of cards, and it straight up just like shoots out of his hands, and he like break laughs, like just like full on, just kind of like laugh. Oh, that is the exact opposite of what I want.
Insight check.
Just to help you.
We'll handle it after, but yeah. I'll give you the insight check in a minute.
Take the cards into one pile on the ground. Just
Beautiful.
and what it is, it's not me. I do that, and a whole bunch of small birds pick them up, like bird spirits, pick them up and put them in a pile.
Okay.
So,
Not to know your yes, Sam, but the birds go to do that, and it's frustrating. They don't move.
oh no. Okay,
Yep.
well, I tried, and I released the birds.
I appreciate it. It's just it's
What say he?
He laughed with glee.
No, we just talked about lying.
I'm telling you stories.
In a good way, like a
Just tell him it's fine.
Oh, I think it was a positive laugh. Yes.
Great.
Can't do it as deeply as he did. But it was like a ha 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 ha.
That's the leapest. That's the deepest one. Oh god, I love it.
Oh my god.
I will imagine that is just lost in translation, but tell him I will be in his debt. I will slay all of his enemies, starting with the Ursathrai that dares to still draw breath.
Oh, I can do that, and I do. I will. Are you resting in a place of peace or in one of torment?
I am resting a warrior's death.
Ah, peace then. Then I will do my best only to call upon you when I have your answers or when I am desperately in need of your time so that you can continue your afterlife warriors travels.
Make sure you call on Dallas.
Yes, Dallas. I got it.
And don't cross over here. We would eat you alive.
Oh, no, my people won't. I go somewhere else. Thank you.
Good. Tell your master I expect to hear from him soon.
Oh, yes, I'll tell my master. I said that too, so you can hear it. Exactly what you just said, and I appreciate your concern for me not being eaten alive in the afterlife.
Well, I truly imagine that if all comes to pass at the end, that is more for my benefit than yours.
Yes.
As I would like to
come back.
Come across. Can I talk to the Loa?
I'm not able to do that yet.
Can I see?
Doing translation is what I can do right now. Yes.
Grow in your power, mage, so I may see and talk to him myself, and therefore we have no need for you.
Yes, Ashwing. Ashwing is the term. Ashwing. Not a necromancer. Not a mage.
How much longer do you want to talk to this absolute asshole?
Somebody else has a question for him.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And like I said, I repeat everything. So anybody around the table, the virtual table, who would like to remember something, I have done my best to repeat it. So
beautiful. I love it. Ogre, give me that insight check.
One of these days, I'm going to play a liar in your game.
Nat 20.
Wow. Yoon, please roll me a deception or persuasion. So Ogre was rolling insight.
It would be a 23.
Okay. On why you laughed and said that's the furthest from what I want.
Yeah.
And it's up to you. I can take the reins on that, but I think it makes more sense. Wow, never mind.
I know, I'm sorry, but she did get in nat 20, so I feel like that deserves
Yeah.
something above like
Something,
I got a 27.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
you know, I know this is weird, but I'm gonna give you beginner's luck, Ogre. So try to
Okay.
roll a d4 and let's see what happens with that.
Okay.
Cool.
1.
All right. Well, still, it was a nat 20, and that makes it closer. Yeah, I mean, I think you see, maybe just a moment. There's a lot of things that flash across his face. I think you catch a little bit of sort of almost interest at first, sort of like, you know, a little bit wide eye, and is in this sort of like, you know, open pupil, kind of like, oh, ruling the island, and then it goes to sort of like a kind of fear, like of you know, and then he's laughing, because there's something about that, about him offering Yoon to rule the island, that is just sort of farcical. I mean, you know, that's not, you know, obviously Ogre's not necessarily I don't know how many farces she's read, but that's the feeling. Yeah, it's that there's something that it's like, just like comical in the sense of it's juxtaposition towards reality or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I think also like I don't know if necessarily Ogre knows this, but I mean, you kind of get the feeling too that, like, as Yoon said, a lot of time has passed. So there's a possibility, just as to play like there's a possibility here that the concept of ruling a whole island may be something that's in and of itself seems really farce.
And specifically
Maybe.
saying, I think that's the opposite of what I want. He was like, that is the exact opposite of what I
Right.
want. That's very specific for just not like, why would I want that? Like, that's the exact opposite of what he's saying he wants. So yeah. But
Okay.
yeah.
Any other information you guys want from Dallas?
I think that's all I can get out of that guy. Oh,
It is often very fun to play a complete asshole. It was not fun to play him at all. I don't know why.
If we
He
can
was
use
a
any of
demon.
that
That's
to
why.
prompt Korbamu, maybe we'll get some more answers out of Korbamu.
maybe though, you know, I don't know if we want to. It's also
But that would be both
prompt is
there.
another word for, yeah, like provoke.
Poke.
Yeah, poke. Yeah, poke.
Uh,
Yeah. I'm sorry, Car. I don't know all the. Some of our history has been kind of lost, but I've read a lot of the stories in the libraries when he was in the libraries back home. And the idea is this: that the Loa are the word hobgoblin is correct. He looks over at Nala. Technically. However, after the hobgoblins were made by fey creatures for maybe a kind of like play war. They were made to be warriors. They were made to fight and conquer, and some say for the amusement of the fey. And this group, the group that became us, found a way out, and they ended up on the island that is now called Faran. I didn't know that we were at first just complete assholes, and most of the Loa at this point are not concerned with conquering. They're just doing all kinds of things, but a lot of it is pirating, I suppose. But most of them don't want to conquer an island or conquer even more than that. And
Well, I mean, not in my defense. Yeah. Well, sorry, and I mean, you did.
that's true. We did, yeah. But I guess we stopped. Either we were stopped or we stopped at that island.
Yeah.
So you're colonialists that were happy with what they got.
Well, I mean, I don't know how it's, you come with the Feywild. It's not like they chose to come there. They ended up there, and then then they killed the indigenous population of bear creatures. So, yeah. And just I'm sorry. He seemed like he was a real dick, and that there are of course some probably equally just awful Loa, but we're not all like that, and it doesn't, that sort of driven we're the best kind of thing, I feel like maybe faded away after a time, and the bit about the tower and Chukan is another story, but
Well, wait a minute. Do you think I'm comparing you to him?
no, just it seemed like he was trying to like associate himself with me as if we were on the same side against you or something like that. And I don't think of myself as better or some sort of or arm in charge or that's again.
He's a timeless spirit from your people's history who still thinks he's a warrior, and so are you. I can put him in his place mentally. I don't think that you're him.
Yeah.
There's a very weird moment where Nala also kind of agrees. Goes, yeah, I mean he's environmentally stupid. And looks around at everybody who's like, "What?" So he understands one thing because of the environment that he grew up in, right? So we've developed and evolved more to being able to converse and recognize that community living is better than conquering. But it took a long time to do that. He's an idiot because that's what the world told him to do. That's what his people said.
If you brought him back, if he kept on a short leash, he'd be a great bodyguard. But I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that.
Someday maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you have aspirations.
Not really, but I also didn't think I could call the spirit of a hobgoblin. Sorry, of a Loa, because my people can only usually talk to Aarakocra. So that was really incredible. Like now, goblins and Loa. This is amazing.
Well, I mean, they again. I mean, sorry.
Square and rectangle.
There's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. We're saying the same thing.
Compromise.
The whole time.
You seem strangely different, Nala.
Why?
Just like you're in a better mood, or just maybe even just burning a little brighter today.
She's gonna burn bright if you're not careful.
Yeah, well, maybe it's you. Maybe you should try your luck with Kobamu and see if you brighten his day. What? Because he had a lot of questions. Why are you looking at me like that?
Nope. It's
So,
well, I don't know if we got any information on exactly what to do with Kobamu, but maybe we would.
so this whole time,
I feel like we look at Kaelinor, who's like more of like, we can just leave him, and now there's even less of that, like, God damn it.
Leave him in the ship. Let him starve. This is an option, people. Or put him in a bowl. It's fine. It's fine. I guess I'll keep that idea.
So Kaelinор's still in that mindset.
Kill him. Kill
I
the
love
bird.
that. Yep, I love it.
this whole time, nobody's taking that bottle away from Zed. And he's
Sure.
just talking about bad people.
Oh, God.
I think it's time I told you about. And that is good stuff.
Yeah, it
About
was.
yeah, it was. about the first time I met the sea witch. It was any other day, ship hopping, making money. Got onto this one big ship, cruising a bunch of people from one side to the other, some ocean. Everything was nice. Sitting down, smooth sailing. Next thing you know, storm pops out of nowhere, tossing this boat around like a toy. People screaming. We all yelled, gotta run up to the top. Start hoisting sails and everything. Then it stops. I was one of the last ones to make it up, but I seen something coming down from the clouds, slowly, laughing, louder and louder. It was a woman talking about she needs an army. An army for her. She had long hair, black fingernails. One thing I can't forget. Red teardrop necklace and ring glowing, sorry. Drinking good stuff, you. It's real good. Glowing red. Bright red. As I went to take a step up higher, she said something about an army of the undead, and our captain, in a haste, ran over to try to cut her, and she ended up killing him. From what I remember, maybe a hand to the chest or something. I didn't really see, it was so quick. He falls down dead, you could tell. Only he got back up. And he started going at anybody near him, killing them left and right. Those souls coming back up. Her smile, bigger and bigger. Laughter louder. And I was young. The next thing I know, I look up and the storm picked up and one of the arms from the boons knocked me off. Next thing I know, I'm on top of a bunch of debris. Just pushing myself around. And then there I seen Jacques. Just floating there. I thought he was dead. He wasn't moving. So I picked him up. I didn't know where we were. I didn't know how far into the sail we were. Found an island. And from there, well, he trained me to be a ranger. Oh, hold on. Oh. But yeah, I didn't know much about this woman. I just knew that for some reason she needed the living to die to bring back to do her bidding. Women, children, all dead, brought back. Didn't matter. And from that day, I knew she had to go. Well, yeah. Jacques taught me everything I knew. And then I met you all.
It seems like he was a good friend.
Oh, he was a good mentor. He taught me everything, and then he just straight up left. One other person did that too, but nah. No, I'm not sure how to defeat her or where to find her. All I know is if I'm around you all, I get a step closer. And
Well,
it's starting to feel like family.
we're not going to leave you, Zed.
Hold on, I need to.
Oh,
We'll go
yeah.
to the edge.
Over the edge of the, yeah.
So hold on.
Hold his hair out of his face.
It's already straight up. You still see her, right? Yeah.
I think if it's, I don't know, something to do with special water or her name. This is why I just call her the Sea Witch. But she does see me, I guess. But I guess me and Jacques were the only ones that made it out alive.
Dan, check your messages.
It sounded like you got kind of lucky that day, but at the same time, I doubt you'd count that as luck. So she knows where we are right now.
I think it's anywhere around water she could see me.
Okay.
But
well,
nothing's happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is all the damage to the ship. That either happened randomly, or Kara and Nala are lying, which is basically impossible. Or when I found you making loud noises on the deck, you may have inadvertently blown up part of the ship. I don't know if I'd call that sleepwalking. I've seen people sleepwalk, and they're usually a lot more peaceful when they do it. We need to figure that out. So, just
that one came to the gills.
Oh God! Oh, that's awful. How do you even? Can you still breathe? What?
Oh yeah. You got fumes coming out of one. You can breathe through the other.
Instead, pour the alcohol in your gills and you still drink it.
Oh, that goes straight to the bloodstream.
Don't give him ideas.
This is my switcheroo over here. This is my time to come in. Kaelinor.
Oh God.
Give me a perception check, like DC 10.
$17.
Cool. You notice it's been a few minutes, and Riaris, because Car had kind of like walked off a little bit to be able to kind of do this, but it was close enough where you guys are able to kind of like converse and like hear everything, and whatever. Riaris has been gone since that time.
I think Kay's like, I'm gonna be back real quick. I'm gonna try and find Riaris because he said he's gonna get some air. We're on a ship, and that's strange behavior. Mm-hmm. Red flags immediately. So
you got it. Yeah, no problem. You know the ship like the back of your hand. You find Riaris. You see him by the back of the ship, closer to like where the medicine bay is, but on the top sort of side of the deck.
I'm gonna make my footsteps known, at least, like a little louder, so I don't sneak up and surprise him. But does he look like he's lost in thought? Or like dissociating a little bit?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think I react at all when you come closer. Yep. Just staring back over the ship. I actually thought if I could, I was thinking I would be on whatever that front part of the ship is, that long wooden part, the mast where sometimes you have the figurehead.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I was kind of figuring that I would find myself there more than intentionally go there.
I like it.
So I'm kind of sitting on that, like sitting over it, hanging over the water.
Yeah. I think, like, Kaelinor, you're extremely dexterous, and you've been on the ship for a while. Riaris going that much out as someone who has not been on a ship forever and isn't necessarily very dexterous, there's a thought of, like, it's up to you whether or not this, like, switches on or off on the idea of, like this is somewhat dangerous where he's at.
Kay approaches closer and has one hand ready just in case to grab. But like leans in and is like, "You don't have a death wish, do you?" Rhaearis, hello? And waves the hand in front of face.
I think, yeah, blink the hand was mostly what did it. Then the words kind of come to shock, seeing the hand. Looking down a little bit at where I am, and kind of, you see, like, a jolt, certainly. Like, did not know I was here.
Hey, you don't like ships. I don't think. So unless this is a newfound adventure you're having, what's going on?
I think I just kind of look at you and blink, and I think what you see, I'm not. I think it's very plain. Emotions are very plain on his face. Is just a look of both sadness and a bit of terror on his face, and just says, okay, "Can you help me off?" And tries to scramble up to stand up on this.
Yeah, just be careful what you're footing.
Deck saving throw.
Great.
+3.
Cool. It's a natural one.
Okay.
So
Caleb,
1 plus, I don't know what I say it is. 3. So 4, 7.
7. Cool. Kaelinor, give me an athletics check.
Alrighty. That is a 12.
Okay. 12 is enough to be able to kind of grab him, enough to be able to make sure that he doesn't just go sailing into the sea. But you're now like having to like. You guys are fine. You'll be able to kind of collect yourselves up, but it's now a moment where there was a second where Rhaearis was going in. Rhaearis, you're strong enough to be able to kind of like lift yourself up out from where you are, and also the terror of like going into the water. But yeah, there's a definite moment of like. I think Rhaearis is a moment of like just feeling like, there's so many other thoughts that are going on, but now on top of this, the responsibility feeling of almost like a heavy weight that has been placed upon you, and the idea of saying that this is it, this is the timeline that has to work, as someone who has seen it not work.
Yeah, I think you see, as I come down, you see tears. I've been crying. I probably never noticed just coming off, and I'm just kind of looking down. And as I'm getting off, I think I look down, and for the first time, I'm able to see some measure of reflection. I know we're very far away from the water, but I don't think Rhaearis has looked at a mirror since he's been back. And for the first time, he sees a strand of white hair in his hair that he has not noticed before, and kind of that weight comes on him a little bit more. And he just kind of looks at Kaelin, almost confused, like why she's here, why he's here. Seems very lost. I'm sorry. When Yoon said we could die 1,000 ways, but we haven't, I couldn't. I've just been. It's not true, We have. So, that. I don't know. Thanks for getting me down. I don't know why I would ever go. That's a terrifying spot to be on a ship. So thanks for that, I guess.
The subconscious mind brings to front, what we're really feeling sometimes. You've seen, what was it you said back in the cave? Ogre with the purple hair? Or something like that?
I don't want to talk about Ogre with the purple hair. Let's not talk about that. It's not a good one. But my head. But I feel like I've lived 10 lifetimes in the same moments, and none of it mattered or existed. I've seen us all die. I've been told by Selma, she's brought me back hundreds and hundreds of times, all of us. And I think I just feel, what does it matter? But it matters, and it has to matter. I don't know. I don't know.
It's fine if you don't know. You're not meant to know, I don't think. And Kay kind of looks around. I don't think any of us really know. We're figuring out as we go along. You burden yourself with a lot of responsibility. I mean, arguably the sole prime caretaker of Zed, which, he's getting better, which is great. But we improvise. That's what we do. This matters because, I don't know why this matters. Maybe we fail. Maybe we mess it all up. But maybe Yoon's right. Maybe Yoon's wrong. But you've seen 1,000 lifetimes, and you're still focusing on the future. Maybe look what's in front of you right now. And I think Kay kind of looks back at the party.
That's just throwing up.
Oh, look at the party!
I think Yoon is this one trying to stop him from pouring alcohol in his gills.
Ogre's cheering on.
Okay, maybe a bad idea. Maybe we're all gonna die.
Riaris. Kaelinor says, maybe just look at what's right in front of you. And for many reasons. One, it's not a great picture right now with Zed. Yoon kind of just tapping his back but trying not to touch anything. But also, that's not what's directly in front of you. And as you see Kaelinor looking in that direction, what's Riaris looking at?
I think his eyes draw from Zed to that situation, to the horizon, the boat, the crow's nest that's been destroyed, and coming then to Kaelinor, who's right there. I don't think he lingers on it in the moment, trying to piece what is happening, but does feel that appreciation that it is them who is here, in this moment, and he fights back the pictures of the time she has died. Sometimes in his arms, sometimes in other arms, sometimes in other situations. And takes a gulp of air, essentially, swallows deep. But we do improvise, right?
That we do.
Well, here's to 1,000 more lifetimes then, AK.
1,000 and maybe an extra one.
Riaris, roll me a religion check with advantage.
Jesus.
Yoon, give me the bottle. I want a gill chug.
Kill chug.
Throws it over
Religion
the
15.
I think it's up to you, but when Kaelinor goes to walk away, you could either choose to include her in this or not, but your memories of everything that has gone wrong, that will go wrong, that could go wrong. You notice on the forward mast, right where the bowsprit is, there's a taut rope that you notice has a weak point on it where it looks like it had been cut into. You have no recollection of a crow's nest blowing up, but you do have a recollection of that rope snapping and it making the difference between life and death in one timeline. What do you do?
I will say, as Kaelinor starts to walk away, I'll notice it. Say, sometimes I wish I didn't know. Sometimes I wish that we weren't chosen. Because you know what? I agree with you. I felt all those same things. There is a reason, and sometimes I wish that I was never here and I was not part of that. And I go over to the rope and I'll cast mending to kind of repair it. And as much as that pain would be, I would lose that pain from not having to deal with this. It would mean that all of this would never have happened either. So I just kind of, if they were looking at me, I'm just give them a look and trail off. Just kind of look and then awkwardly probably look out to the ocean. Look towards Zed, puking over, trying to grab a bottle and everything, and just shaking my head. A little sheepish look towards Kaelinor. A shrug.
I think Yoon would say, all good things happen for a reason. Maybe there's some good fortune out of this misery. But speaking of misery, I'm gonna go check on Zed, because that does not look good. Is he strong? I rush over to see Zed probably puking, choking, trying to chug a bottle in his gills, and be like, I can cure this. What are you doing?
You all would have liked Jacques.
I will turn you into a gas again. You just give me the bottle.
Oh, alcohol vapors. That's so much better.
Like, slap Zed, lay on hands 5 points, be like, shut up. Just stop 2 seconds, please. Please.
Ogre's gonna take the bottle from Yoon and then also start chugging it.
Well, that one's allowed.
And she's just gonna, empty the whole bottle. What's
Beautiful.
left?
I think look up at the sky. It's like, what, 10 o'clock? Oh, man, we're in for a long day.
Ogre just learned that she's not a goblin, but that's not the most important thing.
No.
Ogre found out that the elf lady that was running after us is Ogre's sister.
Oh.
Kaelinor kinda knew.
Woo!
I can only deal with one emotional breakdown a day. Can we at least have a 30-minute break for the next one? Oh, God,
Everyone's
guys.
saying some stuff about what's going on.
There's more bottles. Everybody grab one.
Everybody
have to
say something
sail
about
the
what's
ship.
going on.
There's someone chasing us, apparently. Oh,
He's
we
he's
forget about
moving.
Bottle.
But she's after Sylvia. She wants Sylvia for some reason. She thinks we know where she is. And she wants the Slaris Lunarius thing.
Yeah,
You
the
got drunk
sonar
so
thing.
fast.
Yep. The stilt walker kind of takes a step back as Ogre's kind of tumbling and stabs right into the foot of another goblin, who immediately starts shouting in Goblin, pushes him. Stilts get knocked over. There are now fights as there are multiple goblins that kind of jump into this. Ogre, what do you do as there's a goblin fight that's happening?
She's just gonna yell, "Stop!"
Beautiful. Yoon, what are you doing?
I'm just walking away from that. I'm walking over to Riaris. And
Beautiful.
I know he kind of he's just kind of I whatever is happening with you, I probably don't have the right words. But here and now, he looks back at the goblins. I really need you. I need your help.
We gotta talk. Good
Yeah.
speech. Nothing. It's just no. We gotta stop the end of the world, and I agree. It's been a couple days, but
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure we're going anywhere today. But maybe later, one-on-one in the captain's quarters if you want. We can just chat.
sure. Sounds good. Kind of look at the guy. I imagine there's weapons and stuff flying with their limbs.
Oh,
and
there's
just go,
there's
I
blood
don't-
now. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. There's arm weapons. Just-
Yep. Ching 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 ching. Ogre's yelling no.
I'll walk over and use my bell to cast calm emotions. Just see if that works.
Beautiful. I'll roll. What's the? It's a save, right?
It is, yeah. Give me a second. DC 15. I don't know
Beautiful.
what particularly. Probably like wisdom or something.
Yeah. So you take the bell. You cast calm emotions as there is a. It's like a very low sort of sounding bell that kind of like reverberates out, and you see now all of a sudden they all stop as they come running over to you, Riaris, and are now just kind of staring at the bell, just eyes kind of cocked to the side.
Just gonna try to hide it away.
They're barking at you for it.
That's the sound they make. What did you say, Dan?
I just try to like put one hand up and try to put it away, but realizing that frying pan fire,
Beautiful.
Well, that works.
You put it away. Good. And they grumble as they kind of like come back to. You see one of the other goblins is now trying to retie. Actually, probably like trying to mend the broken spear from the other one that is on there as they're trying to kind of like pull together and collect their things. And I think as this is happening, it was either going to be pure chaos or retribution in trying to build each other up with the goblins. But from that, the goblins are now kind of collecting, cleaning off wounds and whatnot. And from that, in the weirdest chaotic way, we pull back to a full view of the Serpent's Whisper. And we fade to black. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session. So we'll see you guys next week.